on now. Free assembly, free speech, America. Hello, coppers. Are you loving life? All right, turn around, go on. Stay back! Hold on, coppers. Hold on. Go around. Move back!
This is not a photo op! Get the fuck away!
Actually,
This is not a fucking photo op! Seriously! Our movement is not your fucking business!
We're getting followed and harassed by police even because we're just wearing masks.
we're being profiled.
We're being profiled for our masks. Yeah. So we didn't break any laws, we didn't do anything wrong, but since we have masks on, we don't want them to see our identities. They profile us as a lower class citizen.
You got people with guns walking around here and whatnot. You got hate groups screaming, talking about bags and stuff like that, and they get away with that. All we have done is put masks on
other races
to show that we're all the same.
Somehow we are the enemy of the RNC. Let's go! Move home!
What are you protesting? Jeff Goldblum, okay, you have no intellect. Anybody else, can you answer me? What are you protesting? What are you protesting?
I can't say first thing.
What are you protesting?
Don't say
I have asked this group what they're protesting 10 times. They're yet to answer me. You know why? Because all the things they're protesting can be disproven with facts and data.
I should know my son did 2 years because he kept his wife in the car when he was trying to
Hey, great argument, your middle finger. You're so ashamed you can't even show your face. You're smart because you're out here breaking the law and you don't want to show your face.
The state will target me, the state won't target a fascist like you.
That's funny because if you look at the actual facts, this government is targeting conservatives like me and they're giving preferential treatment to you.
The whole thing is propaganda because the anarchists are looking for themselves. You're not even oppressed.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. What do you know about me to say I'm not oppressed?
You're not. You said
How do you know?
because I'm a
How do you know?
You're white, number one.
Oh, I'm white, so I'm not impressed. I'm not oppressed. Okay, so are you oppressed then?
I'm part Mexican, so yeah, more than you.
Oh, okay, so that's not racist though. Just because you identify with something,
can actually
say
get
you have a
special
different,
grants
you have
to
a
go to
different
college
view.
because of your descent.
So wait, now, wait, you're saying the veritable fact is now racist?
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Veritable fact
All
is
right,
racist?
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What are you guys protesting?
I'm protesting. Yeah.
Why don't you leave?
Leave. So we should leave. Why don't we take it? Why don't we take it?
Hold on, so wait, so you're protesting America. Yep. Okay, why don't you go back to Mexico then?
No.
Why?
If you don't like a place,
Because they don't want to leave because this is the greatest country in the world. They don't want to leave because this is the greatest country in the world.
Shouldn't you want to get the land back?
Yeah. I want to improve it by getting these scumbags out of my streets. That's what I want to do. Oh, it's American to protest America, apparently.
Yes, that's what.
So you're protesting America. So tell me, I'm not from this country. I was born and raised in this country. Oh my God, man. Why don't you ride a bike everywhere too?
Don't ban Trump!
Watch out.
Don't ban Trump!
What's your problem with Trump? Let me hear your problem with Trump, please.
Don't ban Trump! Don't ban Trump!
Aw, a female reporter asked you a tough question you can't answer, and poor baby Science bad. Oh, when your butt hurts, the best you can do is some sexist insult about her bleeding and being on the pad. You've insulted women as fat pigs, bitters, and referred to us as bitches.
You pull the sexy shit with me. I need some fucking stitches.
Now, before you say that I'm a Trump supporter, I just want to say I'm not a Trump supporter, but these people tackle the Trump subject so awfully that it's not even funny. Honestly, these guys are either feeding the trolls or they are the trolls. So let's go ahead and let's dive in to what we're gonna call cancer.
Mommy says that if you don't have anything nice to say, then you shouldn't say anything at all. So Donald Trump needs to shut the fuck up. Needs to shut the fuck up. Needs to shut the fuck up. Needs to shut the fuck up.
I wonder who owns that kid. I really wonder who owns that kid. This is a good way to start off. We need to start off with a little kid swearing in order to get people to watch this stupid video the whole way. And I mean, yeah, I am just really ashamed of whatever parent had to own that kid. I feel bad for the kid in general because now that little kid is probably being indoctrinated to, you know, to the level of these people's IQ.
Yo, listen up! Trump, we're sick of hearing your offensive words that are racist, sexist, homophobic,
and bullying bullshit.
So sit your ass down.
Have we call you out on it? You call breastfeeding moms disgusting? Which is ignorant and rude as shit. It's a natural and loving act of a mother. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
And it's also rude and ignorant to put your little kid in an anti-Trump video.
And what kind of fucker attacks refugee families that are homeless and downtrodden?
The only reason why Donald Trump wants to get rid of Muslims is to get rid of people like you. I know a lot of nice Muslim people. Muslims aren't bad people in general, but there's a couple that stick out that are really radical that alter everybody's thought on Muslims in general. But when there's people like you that torture the view of Muslims, that is what happens when people become even more racist towards your, or religionist or bigoted towards your religion. Because when you act like these people in this video, this is what causes bigotry.
You said you hated gays like me getting the equal right to marry my husband, who's the love of my life, hypocritically calling yourself a marriage traditionalist?
I don't know why, but this guy looks like he has a huge resemblance to the NAACP leader. That's just pretty hilarious.
Enough crowds you've made people's disabilities something you ridicule and mock?
If we're making jokes about disabilities, do you brag about your money to make up for the small size of your cock?
Aw, a female reporter asks you a tough question you can't answer, and poor baby Donald gets mad. Oh, when your butt hurt, the best you can do is some sexist insult about her bleeding and being on the pad. You've insulted women as fat pigs, bimbos, and referred to us as bitches.
You pulled the sexist shit with me, and you might need some fucking stitches.
I'd like to see you lose, Grandma.
I've seen your fucking bigoted imitations making fun of how Chinese people speak. Oh, but I guess you have to appeal to idiot racists when your ideas are so fucking weak.
Dude, your penis is weak.
And seriously, dude, you fucking call Japanese people Japs? Say it to my face, fuckface.
I want to see if they're gonna try to bomb Pearl Harbor this time. Come at me, bro.
Saying that you only want, saying that you only want, saying that you only want. Short little Jews counting your money is anti-Semitic as fuck.
What is the greedy Jew stereotype a surprise? Coming from a Potts who's a bigoted fucking schmuck.
What's fucking worse, calling black people thugs?
Or you referring to us as, quote, lazy?
I do not know what these guys mean. I mean, what kind of freaking acid is this girl on?
When you tweeted a neo-Nazis fake crime facts about blacks being killers,
it shows you're both racist and batshit KKK crazy.
Well, you just killed off the respect for the human race.
You've made fun of people at your rallies for being overweight. So mean to get a laugh.
Is there anything that comes out of your fat fucking mouth that isn't a bat, that isn't a bat, that isn't a bat? Saying rapists, murderers, and drug dealers are fucking synonyms for Mexican immigrants?
Goes over well with racist Republicans who love when you mirror their idiot ignorance.
I'd like to mirror your ignorance just to see how other people like it.
Your fucking busted ass, ratchet, or ratting ass, cray-cray hair.
Oops, our bad.
Did we just go there? Get involved with the hashtag Top Front Movement and get a shirt.
So are you ladies feminists? I suppose you could say that, yeah. And so, what makes you guys empowered? Access to resources to actually make choices about my bodily autonomy and maintain my bodily autonomy. So, like, not shaving your armpits, is that empowering you? I don't like to shave I don't.
That's it. Yes, it's empowering to be able to make it.
Yeah.
So is there anything hair empowering for you?
Is there anything feminine about having your hair in your armpit?
I get to define what femininity is for me because I grew these breasts and I have this uterus and I made my child with it.
And you born your child with it though, don't you?
What was that?
You were over here saying you're pro-abortion though.
I am. I'm pro-choice. I'm pretty sure to make decisions for themselves, and that's what empowerment is.
I'm pretty sure you're allowed to be pro-choice and have children. You can also make a choice not to have sex.
So can you. Yeah. Don't reproduce. Then you won't have horrible children with your opinion.
I already have children and they're awesome.
So do I. And so is she.
You can't ask them those types of questions because they're in a state of healing. So you cannot ask them those types of questions. You gotta ask them questions that's relevant. You feel what I'm saying? Because they're in a state of healing. That's why they are the problem.
I can ask them whatever questions I
can. You can, but make sure you get what you're looking for though.
Just like you can ask whatever you want.
Right. Make sure you're getting what you're looking for.
Stand up, fight back.
You ain't getting sucker punched in the face.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
I have so much hatred for Donald Trump. So much hatred for Donald Trump.
You don't want to kill him, man.
Fuck Donald Trump. I don't want to kill him, but I mean, I'll catch his face. I mean, gotta knock a nigga out real quick.
Sorry.
Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! He gets to the left! Keep going!
This way! Xenophobia! Xenophobia this way!
Go! We're all immigrants! We're all immigrants! Remember where you guys came from! You guys did not find this country on your own! And little did he forget that his mother fucking fled here from another country! Little did he forget his mother was an immigrant everybody. Look at everybody. Look at everybody. There we go.
Let's say you're renting an apartment and the landlord tells you that he's raising your rent by 50% to help pay for the people who cannot afford to pay rent. Would you pay the rent or would you leave?
Absolutely would under certain circumstances. For example, I would, if I was, if you know, if I was, if I had, you know, if you know, if I was, I would, if I had, you know,
come on, try getting it out.
Income great enough where I was paying, you know, living comfortably, paying my rent and saving. Yeah, I would totally, you know, as a charitable cause. Yeah, I would help out. Yeah.
Why do you think most people of color are voting for Hillary?
Well, I personally don't think most people of color are voting for Hillary.
You saw that stat from the NBC Marist poll that Clinton is leading Sanders among support from African Americans in South Carolina by, look at that, 74% to 17%.
Oh, would you look at that? Just look at that.
The fact is that it was the African-American vote in Nevada that really put Hillary Clinton over the top tonight. They broke more than 3-1 for her.
Would you just look at it?
Yeah, it's sad. It's the only market.
I mean, just look at it.
She has the most support among women and African-American voters.
Collecting far more endorsements, including from Eric Garner's mother.
Hillary tends to have a higher support within minorities in those states. So it's basically coincidental that that's happening.
Right.
You know, I'll go.
You still do it.
Do you think we should build a wall?
My personal opinion is no matter how big of a wall you're gonna build, there's always gonna be a way to, you know, penetrate. And especially if there's a big enough need that, you know, I think the wall is not the final solution. I think what's really gonna build a realistically sustainable solution is what Bernie's campaign is trying to accomplish.
Bernie Sanders got me out here. I don't vote because I don't believe in the political system at all. I haven't taken part in anything political in this country since John V. Lindsay.
In case Hillary wins the nomination, hypothetically, you would vote for Donald Trump?
Well, first of all, I don't vote.
That's the problem. Mexico, the Mexican government, yes. If you cared about immigrants, you would be protesting the Mexican embassy for the murder, the disappearance of hundreds of thousands of Central American immigrants coming in every year. No, Americans do not rape. I'm a racist. Yo soy racista. Yo soy racista. Yo soy racista.
You can be racist against other brown people. Brown people can.
I'm Salvadorian Spanish. I'm a racist because I'm Salvadorian Spanish.
Racist.
And where are you?
I am not a racist. Doesn't matter what you are. Anybody can be racist.
So I'm a racist. I'm an immigrant.
Says the racist.
I am not a racist. Okay?
Are you an immigrant?
I'm a veteran. I'm an immigrant, okay?
What?
I'm an immigrant.
You know what?
And I'm racist.
I'm illegal. I'm illegal.
Okay, let's get out of here. Come on. This one's disabled.
You don't even
You're out here
know
protesting
me.
other immigration.
You do not even know me.
You're screaming at me. It's very clear who you
Ma'am,
are.
she doesn't have an argument.
And you have really
Don't waste your time on her. You can't
This
get
is
through it.
very
I think
ironic.
you should apologize to me.
I'm sorry, you don't know anything.
I'm proud, and I am not a racist. You better
Nobody deserves an
apologize
apology,
to me right now.
You don't deserve any apology. You're
But
screaming
you're
at
a
me.
racist.
You're calling me
Right? If she doesn't
racist.
deserve it, then
I am not a racist.
Oh,
He is not
How
a
many
racist.
times do you have to say you're not a
You
racist?
don't even know.
How many times? How many times do you have to
How
say
many
that?
times do you have to call me a racist and say it's okay?
I
You're
scream,
a bigot.
hey, I
You
scream
are a
racist,
bigot.
and who turns
You
around?
are
The
the one
racist.
who is a bigot.
I screamed the word
You
racist,
are
and you
the
turned
one who
around.
is a
So you
bigot.
answered the call, bitch.
Excuse me?
You answered the call. I said racist. You said
You're
where?
the one,
Me?
You're the one who offended me by calling me.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be the sensitive ones, and now you're offended. You call us sensitive, and now you're crying because you can't handle being called a racist.
You're a stupid, dumb, fucking ignorant bitch.
Speak
and
your
you
mind.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Speak your mind.
Ma'am, she has no argument.
You called me a racist, okay?
If I
and
had
I
an
want you to
argument, maybe she would
apologize
listen.
to me.
She's not
I
listening.
am
no
no
argument.
racist.
You're
I am no racist.
You're voting for Donald Trump.
But isn't Donald Trump
Duh. No, he's not.
With all these Mexican racist comments that they're rapists?
Name one. Name one.
Illegals are Mexican.
Illegals. This is a country. We need papers. We need facts. You can't just come over
People like you are too lazy to go work your asses off for the food that you're buying.
What are you talking about? You know nothing about me, bro. You know
Us
nothing.
Mexicans are all working out in the fields.
Are
Where
you?
bitches can't do that.
You're working out in the fields?
No.
Oh, so shut the
because
fuck
I'm
up. You don't know what
blessed
you're
enough.
talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. All right?
Dude, if you were
How's
that
he a
place, you
racist?
wouldn't
How's
do
he a
shit.
racist?
Huh?
How's he a racist?
With all his Mexican comments?
Like what?
And with
Like what?
calling all Muslims terrorists? That's fucked up. I'm Muslim. I'm not a
He didn't say-
terrorist.
he didn't
Yes,
say all
he
Muslims.
did.
He didn't
Yes,
say
he
that.
did.
Said
What are you
illegal
talking about?
Immigrants, illegal.
He's calling Muslims?
Yeah!
You have
What the fuck is
Illegal.
up with that?
But it's illegal. It's illegal.
What the fuck?
What is?
You're obviously
To keep out the illegal immigrants.
What are they
Key
doing?
word is illegal. We don't care about
We
it.
want you guys to come in.
For everyone.
No, he illegal. He wants.
Listen to his interview.
No, we did. It's the illegals. We want you guys to come in.
Keyword illegals.
We want you to come in through the proper channels so we have papers so we know where you're going and where you're staying. We can't just have this country for the people who we don't know where they are.
And I am not a racist.
Do you think you're going to
No, but I'm going to shout her down because she's a bitch from hell and she's calling me a racist and I'm not. You're an ignorant, stupid idiot.
Tell me what I.
Literally Africans are killing children and you're calling us savages.
There was a guy right here who just snatched the Make America Great Again hat off my head. He ran in back of me, snatched it off my head, and ran off and threatened me. And he ran down here and he threw it down the bridge.
That's war. Hey, don't go to the protest area. You're agitated.
One of your own guys took his hat.
Yes,
We
you're the
didn't take anything
You're
from
arguing.
you.
You're
Because
arguing.
we don't want anything
You're
from you.
You're arguing of breaking up. You're arguing of breaking up 11 million.
The people who support Trump mostly are savages.
You're arguing.
This is how they act. They cannot be civil. One of their own, who is anti-Trump, took my friend's hat and threw it over the wall. It's terrible. You're agitators. Protest area. What are you over here for? This protest, man. Come on. Okay, well, I do. That's what makes America.
I'm trying to have a conversation.
It's important how we get people because the rest of the world is going to look at this.
Hey, bro, it's just a hat. I can go get you one for the 99 cents. It's just a hat. I can go get you one for the 99 cents.
Hey, you guys. Hey, is illegal immigration new? Is that new? Illegal immigration? Oh, okay. Well, tell us, guys. Illegal immigration new? Is illegal immigration? Why was his hat taken?
Why was his hat taken?
Why did this guy? Why did he get his hat taken by somebody who dislikes Donald Trump?
Are you talking to the camera or are you talking to us? Are you talking to the camera or are you talking to us?
Why can't he walk around and have his personal property and not worry about it?
Who are you talking to? Hey, who are you talking to? Explain the Trump supporters. Who are you talking to? Explain all my people. Who's my people?
All of your people. All of your people.
What about your people? What about all of your people? What about the people who are calling us racial slurs? What about the people who are holding Confederate flags?
Hey, listen,
what about the people? What about the people who are attacking? Who are attacking protesters?
Am I going to be able to speak?
No. You have nothing to say.
People who are racist. People who are racist are disgusting.
He's an agitator.
People who are racist are disgusting. People who are racist.
You're giving him energy.
People who dislike this guy are disgusting.
Conversation, man. Conversation. I'm sorry. Let's ignore him. He's an agitator.
Look at this. These are people who dislike Donald Trump right here.
These are people. I asked him to debate me earlier, and he was scared.
I asked you to debate me earlier, and you were scared.
I can't even speak.
You're right. I asked you to debate
Okay,
me
do you
earlier,
want to
and you were
debate
very
now?
scared. Yeah, we can.
Okay, what do you want to debate about? Do you want to be civil and stop acting like a savage?
Oh, I'm a savage? You fucking...
Okay, because look how he's acting. Look how he's acting.
The moment you start assuming something, you know what happens? The moment you start assuming something about someone, you guys.
You are Uncle Tom, and that's why we can't fucking attitude with you. Yo, you know exactly what the fucking Uncle Tom is. I'm letting you know that I don't care about your fucking rhetoric.
And
So
I'm still voting for Donald Trump.
I don't really care who you vote for.
I'm still voting for Donald Trump, buddy.
No, I can agitate because he's fucking agitating.
I'm still
So what?
voting for Donald
So what?
Trump.
I can agitate because I don't care about going to jail. I know, yeah.
You're upset.
I give a fuck. Yeah. Savage, Brian Gumble, ass nigga. Hey, you need to.
You're hilarious.
He gives you a drink.
Don't drink, buddy. Hey. Bye-bye. I will say this. Anybody who dislikes Mexicans based off of their ethnicity, or anybody off of their ethnicity, is disgusting. Racism is disgusting. Me, as an African-American man, I could not stomach myself voting for somebody who I felt was a racist. Donald Trump is not voted. He's not motivated by racism
Let me give
whatsoever.
you a story. Costa Mesa. The people started protesting in Costa Mesa. You know what the Trump supporters started chanting at the Mexican Americans? Send them back. They were just doing build a wall. Build a wall.
They were just doing that
to Mexican Americans.
To
Mexican Americans.
They were just doing that. Do you support that?
Okay, now, no, I don't.
Look at all the people that the soccer games where they're saying
you have a really big mouth.
I do. That's
Okay.
right.
You have a really big
Why
mouth.
don't you just repeat what I'm saying?
Okay, now I have a question. I have a question for all of you. Was it right? Hold on. Okay. I have a question. Was it right for him to have his hat taken?
Totally not. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
But was it right?
It's not right.
Was it right?
They affected both of us, and they're making us
But was it right?
Fuck that.
But was it right for the? Are you okay that the Confederate flag went up?
The Confederate flag is disgusting.
Okay.
I don't support
So
the
then why
Confederate.
Here,
I'll explain. So we had an intellectual conversation.
And he's a Bernie Sanders
both
supporter.
sides.
He supports Bernie
The
Sanders.
difference between me and him is we both have a strong dislike for racism. But where we split is that when Trump calls out Mexicans for being rapists and criminals, and I assume some of them are good people.
Some of them.
Time out.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
And then, so that's where me being a white guy who is like almost white class, I got offended, but he did not. So he's willing to put that to side to look at other things like securing the border and having a strong financial economy. But it's just a matter of you're a person. I can't stomach that. That's like you're going on a date with someone. That's a deal breaker.
So let me just say one thing.
Because I don't feel that.
Let me say one
That's
thing.
because I don't feel that Donald Trump has a personal motivation to incite hatred towards
Okay,
Mexicans.
time out. Who does the KKK support? Who does the KKK support? Bernie?
Hey,
Who do the white supremacists support?
You can't help who supports you.
Who do they support?
You can't help who supports you.
Wait. Hey, I've never liked someone that the
there's
KKK
racists who
likes.
support
I've
celebrities.
never liked someone that the KKK
You can't help who.
You
this
are
is
with the
ridiculous.
KKK, bro.
This is ridiculous. You
You're with
cannot
the white
help.
supremacists and
You
the
cannot
skinheads.
help who supports you.
You are white with the
You
skinheads.
cannot control who
You're a
supports you.
fake skinhead, man.
The thing is this,
You're a wannabe
He's
skinhead.
pandering to
Hey.
racism.
Hey.
Pandering to racism in this country. That's why the Confederate flag went up, and that's why nobody's telling you.
You cannot help
That
who
is
supports
why
you.
the KKK
If you're
is
a
with Donald
public
Trump.
figure, you cannot help who supports you.
That's not
So
true.
why
That's
do
not
you
true.
have-
Usually you
I
support
mean,
like-minded
how
individuals.
No,
many
yeah,
times
Usually you
has
support
the
people that are on the same page as
endorsed
you
the
at.
candidate?
And
Why are they
like
endorsing him?
individuals,
I mean,
Donald
like
Trump is
the
like-
thing is, he's making these blankets.
small fish to
He's
fry.
making
like-
these blanket
Oh.
generalizations.
To some point, I do agree that you can't control it. It's a
about
wash,
Muslims.
though. There's
He's
many
doing
other
this, and
Trust me,
like
Hey, there's a camera right here. Can you tell the people who are going to watch this why do you dislike Donald Trump?
why do I dislike?
Tell us.
I
Tell you
dislike
why.
him. I
Tell us
dislike.
why.
No, this is why.
No,
This
no,
is,
no,
I'll
no.
tell you right now.
Me and you.
Because my great grandfather fought in World War II to fight against fascism, and when someone's bringing fascist policies into the country, I think it's unacceptable.
That's an opinion.
No, it's not. It's not. What's it's opinion that he's fascist. He's xenophobic. He's extremely xenophobic. He's extremely xenophobic. He's incredibly corporatist. I mean, like, how can tell me what policy that he has is not fascist? I mean, like, the thing is like the wall is fascist. His immigration policy is fascist. Hold on. His foreign policy, his war policy, just the act of saying, we need to target family members of the terrorists. We need to target children in some cases. That's incredibly fascist. That's something that Hitler would say. That's ridiculous. Who name me one other politician who has advocated for killing a child. You know,
every single United States president.
No, they haven't. Tell me when Obama said. When did George Bush?
Do we go by
when did George
what they
Bush
say or
say
their
that?
actions?
No, I'm talking about what we're saying.
Many people.
I'm just talking about
Obama has had many lives on his hands.
I'm talking about rhetoric. We can talk about Obama's foreign policy, and I don't agree with it. What I'm saying is that Obama has never been okay with, has never said that he's okay with killing Americans.
And he's never talked about his dick during a debate.
And also another thing, for someone to say, like, yeah, we should, it's completely fine to kill, civilians. It's completely fine to kill women who do nothing wrong. And for people to come out and vote for that, that's scary. That is really scary for me as an American. I would have
One thing, you say that Donald Trump is a fascist. Donald Trump was not for the war in Iraq. Donald Trump is not for the Syrian invasion. Okay, he was not for the war in Libya, the invasion of Libya. Does that sound like
wants
a
to get rid of the
fascist?
media.
No, okay, so he doesn't have those policies. But what part of his
Does that sound like a fascist to you? Not to me.
What sounds like a fascist to me? Yes, it is. Yes,
Hey, what are you here for?
What am I here for? What are you here for? Why are you in my face? Why are you in my face?
I want to be. I want to be.
Let me tell you.
You want to tell me something?
You don't need to tell me something, bro.
I want to look in your fucking face for you to be talking to me like that, though.
You dislike Donald Trump.
I like Trump, though. But you don't know that fucking shit.
He's a civilized person. You're a savage.
How would Trump support his
Guess what?
I should show you how much evidence I have.
Guess what?
I can show you how much
I'm willing to
evidence
get
I
savage.
Come on.
You couldn't take me, I'm telling you. You couldn't. I would mess you up. I'm not like a lot of these other Donald Trump supporters. What are you going to do?
Get the fuck out!
You're in the protest area.
That's why I'm saying I would not want you here if I were you, because you don't know what happened when you're in a closed operation.
That's true. You're right.
When you fight, they run after you and grab you at the car.
And sneak attack you and beat the shit out of you.
And I know you don't want to debate me because, like I said, California, #1 economy in the country, and we have the most undocumented legal immigrants, and they got driver's license. Whoa! We give them school, we give them driver's license, we got the #1 economy. Take your ass to West Virginia, where they don't allow immigrants, and go live there. This is California. This is how we roll. They have very anti-illegal immigrant policy. No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Stay out of our state.
It's
a state decision.
Right to secure its own borders. How many times do I have to say that?
Hey, you know what? Okay, so for reals, you know why you guys are dumb? You know why you're dumb is because Donald Trump acts like this is a new issue. We've had illegal immigrants for like 250 years.
Who's university? Who's university? Keep walking. Say no more. Who's university? Who's university?
Oh, I gotta get this.
If you are allowed to express, I am allowed to express.
Why is Trump a white supremacist? Just give me one example. Why is he racist? One example. That's all I need.
I don't even need to say anything to you.
Oh, I love it. Because I'm a white male.
The fact that you can't answer those questions means you're not paying attention.
But what does the fact that you can't answer the questions mean?
Do I need to refer to the fact that he calls all Mexicans rapists?
He never called
He did it.
You're
Right. He did it.
He
did not.
He did not.
Check your facts,
man.
He did not. Am I allowed to speak, or are you just responding to my point?
I am responding to your point.
Bro, I'm like... I don't understand the cameras.
You don't understand
like,
many
you're
things.
trying to find...
Come on, how is Trump racist? Just name one thing. Just name one thing he actually said or did. Just one evidence.
We all realize that no matter what I say, you're going to try and turn it into
No.
something.
Please
different.
answer. Please answer
You're not
the question.
even letting me talk. You're
for your
talking
argument.
over me.
Please answer the question. Why is Trump a racist? Specific reasons.
Donald Trump is a symbol of what is wrong with this country. Donald Trump is a white male who has inherited privilege that he cannot even, you know, take a...
He's a fucking white male!
I thought you were going to say a specific reason of when Trump has been racist. That's what we asked. Not that he's what's wrong with America. We want specific reasons.
So you don't think building a wall in between America and Mexico is racist?
We either have a border or we don't.
Borders, sir. Every country has borders.
Walls are not racist. They're not semi-permeable depending on race.
And every
border has a vested interest in protecting its national security. Undocumented people are not a race.
Right. Let's talk about other countries that have walls in between themselves.
Like Mexico, where if you come from South America, they deport your house.
Yep.
Are they racist against South Americans, or are they like, you know, they have vested interest in protecting their national security?
I am not denying that y'all have knowledge of what happens at borders.
I'm not denying you don't. But just to start the dialogue by calling us white supremacists, especially since a lot of us are Mexican, like it just doesn't create a conversation, right? You want to like have a dialogue.
The Donald Trump campaign is overly aggressive, and the fact that y'all are here representing it is why.
Hold on. I have to object because this young man wore a Donald Trump hat and got spit on, shoved, physically assaulted. Has there been cases of people assaulting Bernie supporters on this campus? We have one that's been reported. Has there been reports of Bernie supporters getting...
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, yes, it's horrible what happened to you. I was overly aggressive to start this. I think it's undeniable that we have started a dialogue.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
What happened to you is not okay. My point about how Donald Trump's campaign is overly aggressive and represents a lot of things that are wrong with this country is why people are acting like that towards you. It's not okay that they're doing it. It's not okay that I started this dialogue by yelling at y'all, but there are emotions nationwide involved in this.
Can you name one of the things about American society that Donald Trump represents? Because you say he represents the worst in culture. Can you put a name to just one of those
What
things?
would you say Bernie Sanders' #1 point is?
No, hold on. That wasn't the question.
No, that wasn't the question. No.
But I'm answering his question.
Okay, Bernie Sanders' #1.
I think the post, Ben Franklin was the postmaster general. I think the post office could use a little meth, get things going a little faster, I think. All right, so tell me, what do you prefer in your safe space, puppies or kittens?
Kittens.
You prefer kittens? All right. What about you, puppies or kittens in your safe space?
Kittens.
Kittens? 2 for kittens. All right, that's pretty good. All right, what do you prefer in your safe space, puppies or kittens?
Both.
You like both?
Yeah, both.
Either way. How about you?
Both. If I can have both, yeah. Right. That's the way to go. Right? Puppies and kittens, man.
All right, thanks a lot. So tell me about your sign.
My sign is how Donald Trump expresses himself with hate against not only blacks, but varying religious groups, women, and he needs to be constructive, and he isn't. And I think it's because he's uninformed. He uses generalities instead of specifics about his policies, and I think he's very dangerous. You know, history does repeat itself. History does, and his ways of stirring up people's emotions is so similar to Hitler's. I'm terrified. I'm 70 years old, and I'm close in time to the Second World War. Unfortunately, there's too many people who've forgotten. Too many people who've forgotten.
So are you happy with the current status quo, what's going on in our country?
I think it's improved from when we were in the Iraqi war. I think there's some improvement economically, and I'm not happy with the racism that's coming up with the police, how that's been allowed. But I think if we go with Trump, we'll be going in down a very, very scary road. where we really physically have to protect ourselves. I felt intimidated coming here today. I was here as a protester in the Bush rally in '04, and I wasn't afraid. I disagreed with him, but I wasn't afraid. There's so much hate that I'm actually afraid today.
So you're seeing hate from these people over here?
No, hate from, I've seen on TV how the Trump police escort or Trump, whatever they're called, punch people out just because they disagree. And that's so wrong. It's so wrong. I should be able to say, hey, you guys, this is what I think. And I can't because I'm afraid. Now multiply that if he gets into the White House, how people will really feel and how they'll really be. I know I sound like I'm soap operaing, but I'm telling you the truth. He scares me.
Well, what I'm seeing also is from the left, people are saying, well, if you don't agree with us, then you're also racist and you're also this and that. And that to me also seems a little hateful and intolerant.
No, I'm not saying, I'm saying that everybody should be able to practice their religions, their faiths. I don't agree with all of the, I don't agree with the,
Yeah, I'm going to jump in here with this. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I don't agree with the burden that the immigration has, the illegal immigration has put upon Americans. We need to do something to put some sanity to that, but that doesn't mean that we need to hate them.
Gotcha. All right, well, take care.
You take care.
Right. I'm with Infowars.com. Check us out.
It's misinformation. That's why I like that change.
All right. So you think the future is in social justice? Tell me about your sign.
Well, I think that as we progress to a new future, the only way that we're going to be able to survive in this world is to be able to accept each other as brothers and not see a difference between us based upon our nationality or our race or our gender decisions, our choice about what kind of lifestyles we live. And we need to start looking to better, and we need that kind of future, because if we do not accept that, we're setting us on a path for endless conflict for the rest of our existence. So yeah.
Let me check this real quick.
Yeah, I moved closer to home.
All right, I was fixing my gain. Do you think race relations are better or worse than they were maybe 10, 15 years ago?
I think that they've gotten worse since about 10 or 15 years ago because we have now sort of brought these things out into the open as more people come to speak up about race-related issues that might have been pushed aside or hidden by the media. And I think that this has caused a great deal of dissension. I know, and certainly in my family, I watched them become more and more ingrained in like their belief system as the news began to like make more coverage of the Black Lives Matter movement, and they began to be much more expressive about like their racial and racist opinions, and it was disturbing. And I think that it's actually something that is happening all across America, as people who might have been once considered in the silent majority or whatever, especially among like the dominant white Christian Caucasians, are basically becoming fed up with like the concept that people are asking for equal rights, and people are now demanding for equal rights, and now that has caused like a further eroding of race relations. I think that it's, though, important that America needs to recognize this, and that America needs to stamp this out, and Americans need to stamp this out.
So what about what happened at Emory University where people wrote on chalk and they said it freaked the students out. Do you think that's taking it a little too far where, you know, if somebody expresses their opinion in writing and it may be if someone doesn't like it, but then they act like it's, you know, almost the end of the world. They said some of these kids had to go into safe centers and safe places.
I am not aware of the Emory University event, so I cannot commentate on those exact like events. But I can say this, having been like a homosexual person who lived in a family that did not accept it, and then lived in Arkansas for about 10 years. I mean, that community, I've received like threats of violence. I've received like threats against my person at my job place. I even was threatened physically by a manager who who came to discover that I was gay because I openly confessed it when someone was playing an anti-gay song on their radio. So with that experience, it's like, well, you know what? I kind of want a future where I have a space where I can feel like that I belong, because I'm tired of living in a space where I don't feel like that I belong.
And so, what candidate do you think will help you get to that point?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay. Have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Why does he condone violence in his rallies? Why doesn't he tell no, let's treat him right, let's let him stop on it. Why does he tell people, take him away, get him out, when people are kicking and punching people in the face? Why can't he
You need to be inside the rally and know the whole story of what's going on. Don't take just a snippet.
I don't know, but nobody deserves to be spit on their face or punched in their face at all whatsoever, just for saying what they believe in.
Thank you for saying that.
Because that's somebody's husband, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's relative.
Prior to what you've seen on that newscast, that person was spitting on people.
Do you think you're going to change our minds so that we support
That's how we're not gonna
Trump?
change
Because we're not here to
yours.
change your mind. We're here to preach what we believe in.
I just want us all to get along. Can't we all get along? Can't we all reach
That's
out?
not what Trump is saying. That is not what Trump stands for.
Well, you know what? God
You
bless
might not be
guys.
hateful, but Trump is.
My invitation is there for you. You're going to sit there with me. We're going to have a fun time.
Yeah.
Okay?
I will come check it
My
out.
name's Randall.
I'm Emily.
Emily.
I'll come looking for you.
I'll be right at the
All
front
right.
there.
All right.
Guaranteed.
You met a real life Muslim, a real life Mexican.
Thank you.
The rest of you guys, God bless. We can all get along. Let's all get along, people. Jesus loves each of you. And
He loves you too.
you too. All right. Take care, everybody.
Wait, who even just...
Okay, as you can see, we got a Stop Trump Hate. So Trump goes around and says his rallies are peace rallies and love fest, and here we have people saying Stop Trump Hate. You can see this whole road right here, this private road, the road here in the city was blocked off so people could protest. It's like they're having trouble keeping their sign. It seems like a lot of people in Wisconsin are angry. What's going on?
The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. The answer is
Donald Trump, racist enemy of all workers. Workers.org. A lot of people who work for Donald Trump say they like working for him. I'm afraid it goes.
Blowing in the wind by Bob Dylan. We gotta stop this racist asshole Trump.
What's up, Easter Bunny? Dottas for Bernie. All right. Got a definite art movement going on here. Oh, you got more.
I cannot be shot at until I cannot return fire until shot at first. Okay. a kid that stands on the side of the road and throws grenades at my truck, I can't jump out of my truck and chase that kid down because of Geneva Convention rules. But here, you can take and you can cut my head off, you can do whatever you want. Geneva Convention, okay, Iran takes 10 U.S. soldiers, what do? Put their hands behind their back and put them on the ground. That's against Geneva Convention. If we do that, if I do that to one of them, I go to prison. If I shoot a child that throws a grenade at me, I go to prison. If I shoot a terrorist without just cause, I go to prison.
Here's the problem though. Have you seen American Sniper? You know how many people that man killed?
Have you been in the military?
You know how many people that man killed?
Yeah,
okay.
All bad people.
Hundreds,
Let me ask
400
you this.
people.
How many Americans?
You really think all those people were bad people? You think that if he, do you know what the person that holds his #2 record has? It's about 100 people. He has a 300 person gap. Do you think that he used the same amount of discretion as all those other people? No.
But he kept his
I'll stand with you.
He fucking sprayed.
No, you don't spray.
You sprayed with a sniper, bro. What the fuck?
It's a sit-and-wait position.
I'm saying that's
I understand about slaughtering children and slaughtering women and things like that. That's not right. No, it's not. Okay. Do you realize what's going on in Germany and Sweden and Europe right now?
That's wrong. That's
do you
dead
realize
wrong.
what's going on now?
That's dead wrong. And they have the same fascist, extremist ideals going on in Germany, all over Europe. It's dead wrong.
Do you know
what it's caused by? It's caused by desperation of white people.
Check
People are afraid.
Everybody listen to him.
I'm white. My mother's white. My mom agrees. Y'all are fucking tripping.
We're not having
Y'all are fucking tripping.
We're not having a racist.
Nobody's racist. Y'all are racist. You're not racist. Clearly, you came up to me.
No. I'm not racist. I got a mix.
Dude, that's what I said, listen to this, man, because you said,
okay, so you understand what's going on in Europe. Sweden right now is entertaining the idea of making a female-only pools because they can't control the amount of rapes that are going on, right? Women are going out to clubs. This woman goes out to a club by herself. 5 men are surrounding this woman in a club, walking her out of the club to a back car alley, in a car in the back alley. They're raping this woman and releasing her, right? She goes to the media. Media in Europe is telling women, do not go out past 9 o'clock at night. You are getting... You're getting people that can't go out, women can't go out dressed like this because she's being provocative, because she doesn't have a
Girls are not allowed to wear skirts to school anymore in Germany because it might tempt the migrants to rape them.
Why should Sweden have to change its ideas of making a female-only swimming pool to accommodate to another people?
You're accommodating for something that doesn't exist. There's not rapists coming into, just because they're refugees doesn't mean they're fucking rapists.
But they're raping people in Germany.
You know, my parents are immigrants.
I got a story.
My fucking parents are immigrants. No, not even a fucking big percentage. Tiny.
How many women in the U.S.
get raped? Do you know how many?
1 in every 3
Fuck
women.
ton, a
That
fuck
means
ton.
that all Americans.
That's a crisis. There's a rape crisis. Exactly.
But if a lot of the rapes that are being reported, that is not a fact. I got a story.
I love you all. I want you all. I love you all. I love you all. All of you.
Let me ask you this. Okay, in Italy, there was an 11-year-old boy at a swimming pool, right? Got viciously raped by a Syrian refugee.
I don't want to hear about this anecdote. I don't need your anecdote.
Because you don't want to hear the truth.
Your anecdote because you don't want to hear the truth. You're trying to use a fallacy.
We'll change the whole subject.
I need
We'll change the whole subject.
Not an anecdote. I need evidence.
Okay, so we'll change the whole subject. Let's talk about the border.
I don't care about the Syrian refugees. If
Let's
someone
talk
gets
about
raped
the border
here,
then.
send them to jail.
Let's talk about
that doesn't mean you can stop everyone
We'll
from
change the
coming.
subject, the whole series.
The wall is bullshit.
Okay.
Who's gonna build a fucking wall across the You all have another thing coming if you think
Mexico
Mexico's
has
paying
a
for
wall.
shit.
Mexico has a wall on its southern border.
Mexico better build a wall for Trump. You got me fucked up.
Do you know what Mexico's immigration laws are?
Build that wall. Fucking X-Men Apocalypse when that shit comes out, man. Damn.
I'd rather not be fucking dead.
I'm voting for the future of my people. I don't want.
There is no future for us if you vote Trump in. Dude, show me this title. Let's go get some chimichangas or something. Seriously.
I'm voting for Trump because I want jobs, not welfare. I don't want to be a slave anymore.
You're gonna be a slave?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I want a job. I want to work for my own money. I want to have a house. I want to pay for my own stuff with my money that I made from working. I don't want handouts. I don't want handouts. I want freedom. I want actual freedom.
Baby, I want you to get woke, and I want you to stay woke.
Dude, do you have a cell phone on you, dog? Do you have a cell phone? Can I give you something to listen to that will kind of change your mind about this?
It won't.
I promise you it will, my brother. I promise you it will, my brother.
Disagree. I am
What he needs to do,
I am awake.
what he needs to do, well, you have to seek the real truth because
Yeah, you gotta find that in yourself,
when
my
you went
brother.
through the school system, your culture was already taken away. So you had no idea to know how great you really are. As a black man, you don't know. You don't know. It ain't your fault. It's not your fault.
We can keep saying that we are great all the time, but in reality, we are not. Look at us.
We're not
Look at what we've become.
Look at
What do you mean, look at what we become? No, look at what this country made us. Look at what this country has pushed us to do, my brother.
Did push us to do that. But at this point, it's no longer the country. It's us doing it.
Go play
We
some
have
fucking line,
options.
eat some chimichangas, my brother.
We have options and we choose to ignore them completely. I mean, both of my parents have master's degrees. They got them in the 70s.
Guess what? I have a degree too, bro.
But what I'm saying is they had shit.
My children have degrees.
But what I'm saying is you said the
for
system.
3 generations.
But what I'm saying is you
served
said
this
the system puts us down.
All right, the
right?
United States Navy.
Well, then why do they have degrees? And the system said no, you can't have anything.
Because in this fucked up line, you can't do shit without that piece of paper, my brother.
But you're missing my point.
You have no logical point. You're saying that the system isn't broke. So people with degrees are built on the system. However, for people that survive in this land, on this land, in this country, for you to survive, you gotta have a piece of paper that certifies you whether you right or not. And if you have that paper that says you're certified, motherfuckers are still not certified, my brother.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is everybody keeps saying the system is broke, the system holds us down, and all this other stuff.
What I'm saying is, Pikachu in office for 2016. I'm out of here, folks. See ya.
And that's what happens when somebody doesn't have a logical argument. You start doing that shit.
Don't be a scheme in their plans to undermine minorities.
I'm not trying to undermine minorities. I'm trying to break you free of democratic slavery.
You're a part of their scheme to hold down minorities.
I want a job. I want a future that's mine. I don't want handouts from the government.
You want equal rights for your people? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? I haven't seen Donald Trump.
KKK, Storm Front, all of these white supremacist groups are actually in support of Trump. Explain that to me. Explain that to me.
Those same groups were in support of John McCain. Those same groups were in support of pretty much any Republican.
No, they're saying that Donald Trump is the first candidate that he can get behind. Donald Trump is the first candidate.
You know what? Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, both of them endorsed by Robert Byrd. Went to his funeral. Robert Byrd is a grand cyclops of the KKK. Hillary Clinton spoke at his funeral and said that, oh, the Congress would never be the same without him. So I really don't care. I guess everyone in the Senate has some kind of KKK ties or something. I really don't care. I don't care about the KKK.
No. African American?
No, I don't.
Do you find it an issue that Donald Trump hasn't addressed Black Lives Matter movement or equal rights?
Black Lives Matter. I can tell you why. Because Black Lives Matter is a movement that shouldn't even exist. You want to talk about Black Lives Matter? Go to Chicago. Tell them that Black Lives Matter. All you people want to go to the streets and complain, oh, they got shot by the cops. But you don't want to go to Chicago and say, we're killing each other in droves. So much that we can't even count the numbers. There's so much death in some areas of black communities that the cops don't even come there. You're talking about Black Lives Matter. How much do they matter to you? Because they matter to me.
Black Lives Matter is minuscule. So to violence on black people by white officers. I don't know what world you live in.
It doesn't matter when we're killing each other off so fast that the cops won't even come into our own areas where we live.
Part of the plan.
You say that as if there is a white on white crime, as if there is a Hispanic or Hispanic crime.
What I'm saying is, we're killing our community extremely. We're killing our communities extremely.
Don't say we, because you're not our community. Don't say we, you're not with us. Because we not killing our community. You don't do that. Don't say we. No, you see us, we're here supporting.
Tell that to Chicago.
You
Tell
can't.
that to East St. Louis, right across the river.
That's like me
Tell
going
that
to tell
them.
it's like you
Tell
going to a
them
class
they don't kill
member.
anybody
That's
over
like me telling a class member, don't hang me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know, like I know, it's the real world. In the real world we live in, you are like me. My skin is your skin. So guess what? When it all boils down to it, we are the same. We're equal. I don't give a fuck how much money you have or what. At the end of the day, you are black like I am black. They give no fuck about nothing else besides that.
Neither does the other side. You think
What's the other side? Other side. This is Donald. You have make America great again. Donald Trump does not want to make it great again. How? He does not support Mexicans, not Jews, not Muslims, not blacks. No one but his own kind. The rich. Not even whites. Not even whites. Guess what? When it all boils down, me and you gonna be in the bucket together. Guess what? Because you're supporting him, he gonna fuck you in the end. Guess what? He's fucking you. Think he's not? Tell me any day. You eat this right here. Plain and simple, this right here. Nothing else. Nothing else. Black, your skin color.
Make this about race. It's not.
It's
about
not skin.
race.
It is.
I'm an American. Before I'm black,
So am I.
Anything. I'm an American.
No, when white people look at you, the first thing you are is black, sir.
Middle class. You're fucking poor.
You're black.
You're poor. Yeah, you're fucking poor.
I've been there.
Do you support Trump?
Do you?
No, I do not support Trump.
Why not?
Because he's just a loser that is gay and has no life.
Why do you think that?
Because, do you see his haircut? Like, what kind of haircut is that? This is my brother, Christian Hoffman.
So you really think Trump is gay?
I really do. I really do.
What proof do you have of that?
I don't have no proof, but just look at his face. He says his parents gave him a small loan of $1 million. Do you think that's small? I don't think that's very small.
How old are you?
I am 10. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay.
So, hey, do your parents support Trump?
No, they do not.
Who do they support?
I'm not sure.
Who do you support?
I support, what's his name? I forget his name. Or her name. Yeah, Bernie.
Do you support Bernie or Hillary?
Bernie.
Why do you support Bernie?
Because I think he's just a good guy.
But why do you think he's a good guy?
Because what?
Okay, well, hey, why did you tear the signs up?
Because Trump is a loser that he is trying to make everybody their race. I gotta go. What he said. He has
Are your parents legal? I'm asking a question. Obviously, they're not. Maybe you were born here.
Don't listen to his bullshit.
Maybe
He said the
you were
same
born
thing
here.
to me. His
But were your
bullshit.
parents legal?
You are racist.
Yes, it
you
does.
are a racist.
Because they shouldn't be in this country.
Racism at
They're
its
milking this
finest, ladies and
country
gentlemen.
dry.
Oh my God.
They can go back to whatever country they were born in.
Everyone in this country was not from here. We're all immigrants. Exactly. We're all immigrants.
A lot of people have got to be born.
That's what God gave us. That's what makes us all equal. He gave us rights. Now fuck you.
Mexico is very hard on their borders. Why don't you go down south?
This is going to prevail. Heaven and earth will pass.
But you lost the land. Thank God you lost the land. You think we want America to be like Mexico? No. If you want it, go to Mexico. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Your
browner than us. He is browner than us. You go to Mexico. He has accused me of dying of AIDS. He has called me a girl. He is homophobic. He is racist. Why would we halt Islam? Islamic people do nothing wrong. It is a bunch of group of people who are terrorizing has nothing to do with the religion.
Any company, any store, any judge goes against
That's the main reason.
What's up?
What are you doing here?
I'm protesting Donald Trump.
Okay. Why do you dislike Donald Trump?
He's racist, sexist, homophobic, go down the list. Xenophobic, he's embodying kind of just every horrible aspect of this country's very dark history. I consider myself a very patriotic person, and I think Donald Trump is un-American, and he's anti-American at his core. If you're racist and sexist and against immigration, then you have no idea, you're clueless about what America's like, and I don't have time for that. I don't have patience for that. I'm not cool with it, and I'm saying something about it. So that's my spiel.
Can you give people some specific examples of, people who on the other side, people who like Trump, who are like, he's not racist, he's not sexist. Could you give them some examples to prove your point?
Of stuff Trump has said?
Stuff he said, stuff he's done, anything.
The least of it that I could think of is what was the tweet with him with the taco bowl picture saying, I love the Hispanics or something like that, which is an incredibly insensitive thing to say and just completely tone deaf. The things he said about building a border wall, and making Mexico pay for it. His stance on it's not about following the law. His stance on illegal immigration, it's about keeping non-white people out of America, as far as I can tell from the rhetoric that he's using. I honestly don't listen that much to what Donald Trump says, and frankly, I just don't want to hear it half the time. But from what I do hear on the news and online, and from people who do, follow what he says, I'm not cool with it. I'm not happy with it.
Who do you support?
I personally support Bernie Sanders, but I will vote for whoever's the Democratic nominee. I'm not.
So if Hillary gets it, you'll vote for Hillary?
I would rather she didn't. I have my personal. I have my own reasons to dislike Hillary Clinton, but I'll take her over Trump. I'll take someone we know over someone who's clearly, frankly, evil and who's and he's not a politician. I asked my father, was this what it was like when Ronald Reagan was running for president in 1980, and he said no, because Ronald Reagan was actually a politician. Donald Trump he's a reality star. He's a billionaire who made all of his money either from inheritance or from flipping houses here in Jersey. Atlantic City is screwed partly because of him, and I'm not having what he's about here. So yeah, I'll take Hillary Clinton over that. I'd prefer Bernie Sanders, but this election so far has been kind of a circus. So I'm just hoping that it's not Trump. Yeah.
So if Trump is racist for the rhetoric, sexist for his rhetoric, what about Hillary? What about Hillary covering up for Bill Clinton, abuse of women? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty egregious on her part. I condemn that. I'm not cool with that. That's pretty blatant. I remember reading something about that, and that's pretty blatant. And I hope that comes back to get her, just on the basis that karma comes around. I don't. As far as Donald Trump goes, there are allegations against Donald Trump from his ex-wife that are analogous, I guess. So that's not cool either. Again, like, I'm here because not Trump. I'm not really here because of Hillary or Bernie or whatever. But that's.
Do you think that at the DNC close by, you're going to go?
The DNC? I don't know. That depends. That depends on my schedule at that time. I might, but that really depends on when it is and what I got going on at that time.
Well, let's say Bernie doesn't get it. You think it's going to get pretty crazy there? I think there's going to be rioting.
I hope not. I seriously doubt it. I think there's a lot of mixed information coming out in Nevada about what went down at their Democratic convention, and that disappoints me a lot. I was at a Bernie Sanders rally in New Brunswick a few weeks back, and Bernie Sanders supporters are not like that. They're not violent people. They're very happy to gather and talk about their opinions and share their opinions. I mean, a lot of people here are Bernie supporters and they're very angry, but that's part of the point of why we're here. I don't think anything like that is going to go down in Philadelphia, and I certainly hope it doesn't.
I was at the the Trump rally protest in California, where we saw, spray painting the signs of the city, beating people up. What would you say to people who they see those videos and they go, well, people say Trump supporters are violent. What about Bernie supporters? They seem pretty violent in those, certain instances.
I mean, a lot of it is like social media today and a lot of mass media today. It's very personalized in a way. You can pick and choose what sources you get your information from. So if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, you can pick and choose the information that supports him. If you're a Donald Trump supporter, you can pick and choose the information that supports him. Same with Hillary. All I'm going to say is that I don't have a clear idea of what's going on as far as the violence with Bernie Sanders supporters and Trump supporters. The Trump supporters violence I have seen on news. I've seen footage of it, so I believe it's a real thing. The Bernie Sanders supporters violence, I haven't seen any footage from what I've experienced with Bernie Sanders supporters. I haven't seen any of that kind of violence, anything even resembling any kind of hateful rhetoric. There's a lot of anti-Hillary Clinton sentiment, but I don't think any of it is rooted in a hatred of her specifically so much as a political system that doesn't represent people. Like I said before, I'd probably vote for Hillary Clinton if she was the Democratic nominee, but that's because I don't really have another choice. If it's between her and Trump, then I'll take her. But I don't really want to have to pick. I don't want to have that choice to make. I'd like to vote for someone who I want to vote, not the lesser evil.
I have so much hatred for Donald Trump. So much hatred for Donald Trump.
You don't want to kill him, man.
Fuck Donald Trump. I don't want to kill him, but I'll catch his face. Gotta knock a nigga out real quick.
Sorry.
Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Bigots to the left! Keep going!
This way! Xenophobia this way!
Go! We are all immigrants! We're all immigrants! Remember where you guys came from! You guys did not find this country on your own! And little did he forget that his mother fucking fled here from another country! Little did he forget his mother was an immigrant as well as his father!
We are all children of immigrants!
Yes!
Someone could come save me right now from you.
Right, well, nobody has to save you because you're a fucking white man who gets to do whatever he wants to in this space, right? Aren't you quite aware by holding that video camera on me that you are surrounded by your privilege, right? Take your privilege somewhere else, please.
Do you support Trump?
Do you?
No, I do not support Trump.
Why not?
Because he's just a loser that is gay and has no life.
Why do you think that?
Because, do you see his haircut? Like, what kind of haircut is that? This is my brother, Christian Hoffman.
So you really think Trump is gay?
I really do. I really do.
What proof do you have of that?
I don't have no proof, but just look at his face. He says his parents gave him a small loan of $1 million. Do you think that's small? I don't think that's very small.
How old are you?
I am 10. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay.
So, hey, do your parents support Trump?
No, they do not.
Who do they support?
I'm not sure.
Who do you support?
I support, what's his name? I forget his name. Or her name. Yeah, Bernie.
Do you support Bernie or Hillary?
Bernie.
Why do you support Bernie?
Because I think he's just a good guy.
But why do you think he's a good guy?
Because, what?
Okay, well, hey, why did you tear the signs up?
Because Trump is a loser that he is trying to make everybody their race. I gotta go. What he said.
This is a wild, wild shirt. Please tell me, sir, where you got your shirt. What is the purpose of this? All the faces of Hillary, or are these all her lie faces?
Paparazzi.
Okay.
And I had to get it online. And I saw someone wear it, and I thought it was really out there and outlandish and outgoing like me, so I ordered it online. And
okay. So are you a Hillary Clinton supporter then?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Okay. Well, what brought you here is because you wanted to see her get destroyed by Donald Trump tonight?
It's quite the opposite, actually. He's bullying her. He's terrible.
He's bullying her tonight, you think? Yeah. Oh, definitely not. She's been telling a lot of lies, and he hasn't even hit her hard.
How does it feel to be an Uncle Tom?
How does it feel to be an Uncle Tom? Don't get me started, buddy. You don't want to mess with me on that. Have you even read?
You're a race trainer.
Are you serious? Have you even read Harriet Beecher Stowe? Have you even read the book? He probably doesn't know who Uncle Tom even is. Wow.
Burn, baby, burn! Burn, baby, burn! Fuck colonialism! Fuck colonialism! Fuck genocide! Fuck slavery! That's what it stands for! Your ancestors were enslaved and that's what that stands for! Your ancestors were enslaved and that's what that stands for! What did you say?
What, do you want to bring up ISIS? ISIS has nothing to do with Islam. ISIS has everything to do with the U.S. imperialism. Who created ISIS?
Motherfucker! You look like an Uncle Tom, motherfucker! Your ancestors were taken here and your ancestors were enslaved, you fucking idiot!
They pay all their taxes. So they didn't say today. So what do you think you are?
I'm an immigrant.
And?
Illegal
And?
immigrant. You understand the
And?
difference?
Yeah.
Y'all were the ones who came over here on ships, motherfucker. Your crackers came over here on ships, all diseased and shit. You're coming over here saying, oh, this is all land. You're leaving, you're illegal.
No, you did because America does do. Yes, I do. Okay. But I know you're a liar. You're a liar. Have mercy on those people in the desert.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Look at my face. Look,
What?
you up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't, guys, take a flower. Don't let him get in your face. He's trying to do that because he's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, so are you, you fucking asshole. So are you.
Yep.
So fuck you.
Yep.
No, yes, I do. You paid for it. You paid for it.
Explain the
Don't lie to
fucking
these
process
people.
to me.
Don't lie.
Explain
Don't
the
lie.
process.
Don't you know it?
I know it.
Okay, explain it.
Here
Explain
we
how
go.
you lied.
You everybody ready?
Explain how you lied.
Okay, we
Explain
came
how
here
he
in
paid for
99.
it.
We
He
came here in
paid for
99.
it.
I'll film who I want. You're in public, you can be filmed. Why? Are you a criminal? Criminals don't want to be filmed. If you were protesting, you should want to be filmed.
You said something!
Am I okay, officer?
You're fighting the wrong people. You're using your energy when you could be using it to
I'm not fighting you, dude. I'm documenting.
We are politely asking
like that, he's not doing anything to people's faces. He's staying away from
Fuck you! Fuck you!
You're just
fuck police!
You might as well be in there, dude. Donald Trump.
Hey, you think he can get beat up for wearing that around here?
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely. Without it.
Just for wearing a shirt, though?
Oh, absolutely. That nigga ain't... Fuck that nigga.
A lot of people are murdered by our United States military for this country. How many fucking countries are we occupying right now?
Answer that.
For that flag.
Answer that.
How many Native Americans died for that flag? How many? How many? Answer.
Fuck genocide.
You're real quiet now. We're talking about genocide. We're talking about colonialism.
Genocide?
Genocide.
How many people died installing communism in Russia?
What the fuck does that have to do with that flag? That flag.
Right now because of our tax dollars, huh? How many people are dying right now because of our tax dollars?
Genocide. This country is based on genocide. You're a black man standing with these white supremacists. You're standing with Nazis, bro. You're standing with Nazis. You're standing with Nazis. You're a fucking Nazi. You're a fucking Nazi. Say you're not. And why are you acting like one? Why are you acting like one?
You wouldn't know what a Nazi was.
Why are you acting like a fucking Nazi then? It's you, bro. Why are you here supporting Trump? Why do you support Trump? Answer that. Why do you support Trump? Why do you support Trump? Why do you support Trump?
My throat is, you got a bottle of water?
Why do you support Trump?
If you guys, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
I'm listening.
If you guys want,
I'm listening.
very funny.
We fought against racism.
Really? Watch out, Ed. No, fuck that.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Out. Get the hell out. We don't support fascism here. We are not for fascism. Trump is fascism. Trump is fascism. Nazis, racists, KKK. Nazis, racists, KKK. Nazis, racist, KKK. Nazis, racist, KKK.
We're loving right here. Yeah, these eggs being thrown on the floor, it's because they love us. Don't you guys get it? They love Trump supporters. That's why they beat you up. That's why they fucking vote me. Wow, that's not hypocritical. God, man, you kidding me?
Nazis, racist, KKK. Nazis, racist, KKK. Nazis, racist, KKK. Nazis, racist, KKK.
Peaceful protest. This is what peaceful protesting is right here.
Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump!
All you motherfuckers get drafted, nigga. You gonna get drafted, nigga? Or you gonna run the high sector? Get drafted, nigga.
I don't want to serve your face. I don't want to serve your face, man.
When it's time to get drafted, nigga, you feel me? Fight for your fucking country, nigga. You gonna be forced to, nigga. When it's time to get drafted, nigga. Right up, nigga.
Oh, you can throw eggs though, right? Are you not throwing eggs? Why is your face covered up then?
Because the people are gonna get me and they're gonna lock me out. Yes. Those fucking pigs out there. Those fucking pigs out there. They're gonna arrest me. They want to arrest you because you're Trump supporters.
Yeah, thank you. Show your faces.
Say hello.
Show your faces.
Say hello.
You're the real Trump.
What's up?
Say hello, brother.
I'm wearing a hoodie.
They love you.
Wow. Calm down.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of here.
Don't fuck you. We just saw you pushing, man.
That's an interesting sign. A coward is incapable of exhibiting love and is the prerogative of the brave. Yeah. There you go. How long have you guys been out here?
I've been here since 5:45.
This morning?
Yep.
Wow.
It was dark.
Dark and cold.
Yep.
And so, I guess, what are your main reasons for being out here?
We just want to be a symbol of solidarity and say to all those who feel isolated or attacked by the words of Donald Trump that we're here for them, and those are not the values that we adhere to on this campus.
So you go to school here?
Yes, I'm a senior.
Was there a lot of outcry when he decided to come here? I mean, I know he just announced it last week, but what are the students on campus saying?
It was pretty controversial. Social media lit up. We actually only found out Monday night at about 10:30 p.m. and so there really wasn't a whole lot of time to react. I know that some people were calling for it to be canceled, while others were saying, well, I don't like it, but he should be able to speak, while others were excited to hear him speak. But this is our response, just saying, you know, we recognize that his words are hurtful and dangerous, and we wanted to spread words of peace instead.
Okay. What about the violence at some of the Trump rallies? People are saying it's Trump's fault. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
You know, I haven't been at any of those. I understand that with the words that he is spreading, there is a dangerous underlying message, and so I can't say that they're his fault or that things were provoked by protesters, but that is a main reason why we chose to have a silent sitting protest, because we didn't want to incite any kind of conflict. We didn't want to endanger the people going to the event or ourselves or the campus community. We just wanted to have our message heard in a peaceful, mature manner.
Okay, yeah, yesterday it was a lot louder, a lot more chanting, a lot more people too. How big's the school here?
We've got, I think we always hover about 2,000 students, and our students have been coming and going. There have been faculty and community members as well, but being that it's a morning in the weekday, some have class, some have their jobs to go to, others have other obligations, and so we've had kind of a steady stream coming and going throughout the day.
Speaking of jobs, you're a senior. What are you doing? Are you going to be able to find employment when you get out, you think, or what are the odds? How's it looking?
Things are looking good. I had a phone interview yesterday in the midst of planning everything. I've got a couple of prospects, and I'm open to other opportunities as well.
What'd you major in?
I'm a business and marketing major.
All right. So, being a business and marketing major, what do you think of the work that Donald Trump has done in the business world?
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of his, of anything he's done. I understand that some of the things like the university have been overpromised and underdelivered. I never was a fan of The Apprentice. I just don't like his approach to things. He's very much a bully, and so I prefer to operate with a higher level of integrity.
I should be inside the Trump rally right now, and I'm not. You just talked to me earlier.
They kicked you out.
And what does my sign say? Love Trump's hate. They kicked me out. I went up there peacefully. I have a ticket to this event. They kicked me out on the grounds that it's a private event and it's private property, and I got kicked off. They're racially profiling people at the door. I watched a group of people get kicked out behind me who were wearing nothing. They had no signs, nothing. They were racially selected and profiled and removed off the property.
Well, I saw a couple black people go into the event, if that's what you're referring to, but they did kick out a girl with face paint on that said no hate.
They kicked out a young couple is what I'm referring. I think that they are age discriminating, to be honest with you, but the thing is freedom is not free when you can't walk into an election. Like, you can't walk into it. Sorry, it's so busy out here. Freedom's not free when you can't walk in and listen to a presidential candidate speak, even in peace. I came here with no Bernie stuff. I was not bringing this sign in. I was very aware of the fact that I was just going to go and peacefully listen to him talk. They removed me from the property and laughed in my face and are handpicking whoever gets to go inside. How free is our country when you can't even listen to a candidate speak? I just need to know that.
Well, I think what's going on is there have been so many events disrupted that they're preemptively selecting people who they think are going to cause trouble. And I'm not saying you were going to cause trouble.
That's true, but
because people blame Trump for when violence happens at his events. They say it's Trump's fault. But Trump didn't tell people to show up and start stuff at his events.
Right, but those people that showed up that quote-unquote started stuff were not doing anything either. They were standing there in peace, and then the Trump's people agitated them, right? That's what happened. So, I mean, I just need to stress, like, this cannot be considered an event that's actually being run on a level of fairness or equality, which is the whole reason I was here today, was to see that, was to challenge that, was to question that. And the fact that I couldn't even get into the rally and I'm not even doing anything wrong speaks volumes. Just speaks volumes. I think that people need to know that their rights are being stripped away.
I'm about to upload this video, so they're going to know.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, InfoWars.
So there you go, kicked out of a private event for, I guess, not following the rules that they set up, which I think is their right. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off and upload it. But that's just a small smattering of what's been going on today, but the protests have intensified. Rob Dew for Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. For adults, some like, so Trump's a racist seems to be the main thing they keep preaching. It's interesting, these guys are carrying a come and take it flag, and they're the anybody but Trump party. I asked them about the Second Amendment, and they're like, this flag can mean a lot of things. Well, it actually literally means they put that up to the Mexican soldiers and said, come take their cannon. so it just shows how little history these guys know. And now the Black Lives Matter chants have started. They were doing All Lives Matter, and then they switched to Black Lives Matter at one point. So there's still people back behind the barrier. The protesters have definitely grown. I'd say they probably doubled in size from earlier, and Trump has not shown up yet, to my knowledge. I think he'll come through the back way. I don't think he's going to come this front way. So anyway, everybody's getting access to the porta potties, though. So you still see the protesters by the sign. They hate the billionaires, don't know about Soros. Here they come. Just a smattering of what's been going on.
He's doing this sort of like fear propaganda, and he's really, really good at it. He's really, really good at it. So I feel like he's making people really fear. Like actually.
Well, I'm afraid that if we don't abide the law, though.
Well, I can talk to both. I'll talk to both of you guys. So what's interesting is I got a question yesterday from a reporter who said, would you support Donald Trump if ISIS came into the country and raped all the white women? What? Like,
yeah, it's happening in Europe. It's happening in Europe.
I mean, that is completely insane, and that is propaganda.
No. What's propaganda is saying that Donald Trump said all Mexicans are rapists. That's what you just said to me. That is an outright lie. And for you to not recognize the fact that ISIS on the New Year's Eve just raped women in Germany is just completely inappropriate.
Sir, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you'll stop being this angry, the veins. But no, seriously, he did say, and I quote, "They're bringing drugs, they're rapists." Which there is
there are rapists coming in that are illegal immigrants. Absolutely, that's a fact.
Yeah, let me finish my sentence. I have a question.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying the facts.
So, they're rapists. I heard that as THEIR, like they're.
So you don't have critical
rapists.
thinking capabilities.
Maybe he didn't say all Mexicans are rapists, but they're bringing their rapists, correct?
Yeah. Are you denying that illegal immigrants are coming to this country and that they're raping people?
California, bro. I work with all kinds of immigrants.
You didn't answer my question.
They don't get tax breaks. They don't get tax refunds. They
What?
pay taxes.
So wait a second. I don't understand what your point is. This is hilarious. Yeah, please.
So, do
they show up at your gym?
Why does Donald Trump hate? You say he generalizes, but I think that you guys are just not understanding his rhetoric.
So we can agree to disagree. But also he said very derogatory things about women.
Like what?
Like women belong on their knees. That he made fun of Carly Fiorina's face during the Republican.
So he's a little rough around the edges. That's all right. At least he's not Hillary Clinton.
I'm sorry, I'm old-fashioned. I was raised with manners. I don't think somebody that's running for higher office.
Well, all right, so he might not be a filet mignon, but you don't have that option in this election. You got a turd sandwich in Hillary Clinton and a T-bone steak in Donald Trump.
Sexist and derogatory to women.
He's not sexist. That's propaganda.
I mean, maybe somebody can say that to your sister or to your mother, and you're okay with that, but that's how you were raised. I don't believe people should speak that way.
Donald Trump didn't say that. Donald Trump didn't say that to my sister or my mother, and I don't think he would.
Yeah, but he came out of his mouth, and that's a complete fact. Look it up on YouTube. I mean, this is stuff that he...
So the guy says things on the, he speaks from the gut. He's not a measured rhetoric. All right, so who do you want for office?
Well, I also don't want Hillary Clinton.
But this is very pivotal then, because those are your two options.
They are, but I might be going green. I might be heading to Jill's side.
And she won't win the election, though.
Well, you know what? I mean, I still really haven't made up my mind.
So who would you rather have in office, Hillary or Trump?
I probably would go for Hillary.
Who is married to a rapist?
I probably would go for Hillary.
See, now this is sad to me because this is the conditioning on your mind where you would rather go for Hillary Clinton, who's married to a rapist. Donald Trump, wow, but Hillary Clinton isn't.
Well, Hillary Clinton, what she would do is support the status quo.
Which has been terrible.
Which has been the rich people are going to get richer, and the disenfranchised populations are going to get even worse.
This is why we got to vote Trump, though.
This is America. We can agree to disagree.
And you know what? I think that you're great because you had a conversation with me. Most of these people just walk away. I just think that, I think that you should give Donald Trump a fair chance. I think that the media is dividing you from Donald Trump right now. I really believe it. It's part of the agenda. All right. Well, he's not racist or sexist or misogynist or xenophobic. He's just not.
Well, it's nice talking to you.
Okay, thank you.
I have so much hatred for Donald Trump. So much hatred for Donald Trump.
You don't want to kill him, man.
Fuck Donald Trump. I don't want to kill him, but I'll catch his face. Gotta knock a nigga out real quick.
Sorry. Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Deport Trump! Bigots to the left! Keep going!
This way! Xenophobia this way!
Go! We are all immigrants! We're all immigrants! Remember where you guys came from! You guys did not find this country on your own! And little did he forget that his mother fucking fled here from another country! Little did he forget his mother was an immigrant as well as his father!
We are all children of immigrants!
Yes!
We have tape. We're actually looking for
You got 2 down. You guys are 2 down.
Now you gotta kill my nipple. What do you mean? I'm a Mexican No, you gotta go. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump.
And except this lady, so she's got a sign that says, "Does this ass make me look fat?" Now, do you think that's promoting love?
I'm not claiming to promote love. I'm claiming to promote the truth, and it is that he really kind of is an ass. He is just very derogatory when it comes to how he speaks of women.
Ask her if it's okay if the Saudis chop gay people's heads off. They announced that today.
LGBT community, frankly, how he speaks to other candidates.
Did you have a problem with Saudis chopping women's heads off and gays' heads off?
So
let me ask you about this real quick. Today it came out in Saudi Arabia that they want to, they said they're going to kill gay people. They're going to get the death penalty in that country. And that's a primarily Muslim nation. What do you think about that? And then Trump has come out and said, yeah, we need to vet Muslims better. But then you have other countries.
So what's wrong? Chopping gay people's heads off for no reason, or saying don't let these killers in?
I don't think it's ever okay to kill people based on their sexual identity or sexual preference.
So why don't we protect America, lady?
I believe that because the leaders of Saudi Arabia want to kill gay people, that we will condemn all of the citizens of Saudi Arabia and be foolish enough to think that they believe that. We have leaders who we have disagreed with in the past. I'm sure there are Saudi Arabia people who disagree with their leaders.
Oh, so bring them on in? So we give them free everything?
Hateful statement.
Here, not everyone in the protesting line is a Bernie supporter. I am, but...
But you are. Right, well,
yeah.
no, she is. The ones that I've talked to, a lot of them are. Okay.
Well, who was the woman that called you a racist earlier?
Hold on. She's over there. We got a Hillary Clinton supporter. So why should we not put Hillary in prison at this time?
There's absolutely no reason to. Why should we?
She destroyed the country of Libya. She sold arms to ISIS. She killed 4 or 5 Americans in Benghazi.
That's cute. She killed them, huh?
She stood down. She acted like she didn't know. Who do I support? I support who is not bought off by the globalists. So right now it looks like Donald Trump. But you know what? Bernie wouldn't be a bad second place, honestly.
You know what's interesting?
But I think.
Yeah, does she get their populists? Does P-Brain understand that?
Right. All right. I think they're done talking. What did you say?
I think I don't support Hillary, but I think a lot of people do support her because
ask her if she knows the peace symbol is the root of death and Satanism.
Versus Bernie, I think they think she's going to win the general election. She has a better chance of winning the general election against Trump. And they think her establishment politics is a necessary evil. I don't believe that, but I think that's what a lot of people
Yeah, a lot of people do think that. Jones, my earpiece fell. What did you just say? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, listen, I just want to ask her if her brain is bigger than a walnut. No,
definitely.
But they don't care about the Muslims flooding in that want to chop their heads off.
No, that doesn't seem to bother them that much.
Well, chopping your head off, nothing compared to having orangutan hair.
Exactly. All right, there we go. I think we're back in business.
Now, who's this guy?
All right, hey buddy, what's your name? Look at that.
Oh, he's a listener, another listener. Hillary for President 2016. A lot of folks in our T-shirts out there in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Because InfoWars doesn't have any listeners anywhere. According to the media, we have no listeners. We don't exist.
Yeah,
Like hundreds of affiliates. And
we do. It's called the back capo.
Yeah?
It's so loud, dude. I can't pick
This
anything
guy's wearing
up.
a dress. Is this dresses for Trump? What? Are you wearing a dress for Trump?
No.
Do you not support Trump?
I have no difference against him or for him.
What about you? Why are you out here?
My motto is, who will Trump offend next?
Yeah, if he's offensive, get rid of him. Yeah.
So what happens if you get offended? Is that the end of the world?
No, but I feel like he's offended so many people that I don't get why people
fun to get involved because he offended people, and I make people happy being against him.
So,
I mean, Barack Obama's killed people with drones. He signs off on drone kill lists all the time.
yeah, but he does it for...
But that's not as bad as offending.
Don't act so surprised.
Well, I feel like...
You aren't on any mercy mission this time. Oh, wait, the Politico just said don't talk.
So we always got told as kids, don't be racist, don't do this, don't do this. But
Don't do racist. Wow, you can like form words. This guy is a incredible
You've been
leader.
mind controlled, unfortunately, and that's not my fault or Donald Trump's fault.
Ask him how much fluoride he's drank.
You've been brainwashed into thinking that anything that you say that offends people is bad, and that's not necessarily bad.
No, it's not. It's not always bad. But when you decide to target a certain group and
Ask him if he likes fluoride.
That's not fair for them. We want all U.S.
Too
citizens
loud.
at one point.
Do you love fluoride?
Hey, so do you like fluoride? Do you drink fluoridated water?
No.
You don't? Are you sure?
I don't drink water.
You don't drink water?
No.
What do you do? Do you
Ask him what he drinks.
No.
All right. Have a good one.
Well, that is a genius. Again, another anti-Trump person. These people are literally the dumbest people I've ever seen, dude.
Here, I'm going to get a front shot of it so you can see.
I'm not being mean. They're just idiots. I mean, I'm sorry, these people.
There we go. Here's the cheerleading squad.
Cannot
girls earlier
literally
I was
tie
talking
their
about-
shoelaces. They just are on the bandwagon of trendiness.
Jones, I was talking to them when I told them I was with InfoWars. They immediately
Hold on, dude. I know your battery's almost dead, but David Knight's coming up. Let's come back with the extravaganza.
You have to step on the street. That's what.
Oh, are you an
Oh, she's
officer of the law?
ordering you. Yeah, she's a social justice warrior. She just ordered you. She just ordered you. God, I'm the woman. I'm in charge.
Everything that you see, right. All this craziness that's going on at these rallies is ridiculous. All this hype that's going around here for nothing. It's ridiculous. Y'all reaching out, touching people, punching folks. I'm not saying you. I didn't say you. I said this whole Trump rally, that's all they are. Propaganda.
All they are.
Propaganda and bullshit.
There's 15,000 people
I
here.
don't care if it was 25,000.
So because
it
of
doesn't matter.
because of one person's actions, you're going to demonize an entire
That's what he did. That's it, but it's just not one person.
Okay, when did he do that? When did he do that?
Do you watch the news? You down here just running your mouth. You just running your mouth.
I asked you a question.
You're not talking to me.
Listen,
you're not talking to me.
Okay,
You're not talking to me.
Obviously, you're wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. It's out there. It's out there.
Freedom of speech is hitting people in the
Are you
face
crazy?
once. That's once. No, it's not once. I've seen
This
women.
shit happens at every rally he has. His rallies are violent. You know they violent.
Multiple times.
It's everywhere. Y'all do. Y'all do. Whatever. Baby, look here. Take your sugar fairy ass on somewhere, dog. See, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I just asked you once before. Well, then stop talking to me. I'm not the one.
She's talking to you.
I'm not the one. I just told him that. Don't come to me, argue with me, because I'm not going to argue with you.
No, hold on a second.
I'm not going to do it.
You called me crazy, so I want to know why.
I called you
I
crazy.
haven't raised my voice at all, and nobody acknowledged it.
Donald Trump is not for you. He's not for him. He's not for him. He's not for you.
Who is for you?
Hey, wherever it is, y'all all walked Obama. For what? Y'all gave that man hell from the day he stepped in office.
That's
Not
the
one
question.
president
Who's for us?
in American
Nobody is
history
for us.
has
We know that.
ever
You just support
had
nothing?
the kind of
No, I don't support
disrespect
nothing. I support people not
America.
giving. What are you going to do to change America?
Are you
I'm not going to go for a guy who I know is not going to support me. I'm not dumb, bro. I'm not dumb, bro. I'm not a fool. How do you know he's not going to support you? Because, bro, he hasn't said. What has he said that's been political to help us? Have you heard him say anything positive? Have you heard him just say like, What are the problems in America? Hillary can make a case because she'll say something that's actually political. This guy don't even see nothing. Tell me the issues in America. What are the issues in America? First off, people like me are dying. The bank's running everything. Anybody else want to get in on this? I know, so Donald Trump wants to bring jobs back to America. You say jobs are an issue. Donald Trump says he wants to bring them back. I didn't say nothing about a job. How? He quit sending jobs to China. We have companies going to Mexico. What are you talking about? Are you even listening? I said people like me are dying. American companies. You want to know why everything you pick up says made in China? That's because other companies devalue their currency, and so companies can make a greater profit overseas. Donald Trump wants to bring it back. Donald Trump's a capitalist. This is America. Capitalism.
Capitalism is people who cannot exist without exploitation. That's why there are that's the foundation of capitalism. That's why there's factories overseas.
Control. You want to blame capitalism, but you support Bernie Sanders when if you look at a case study of socialism, millions of people get murdered in the streets. Look at Mao Zedong. Look at V.I. Lenin. There's your case study of socialism.
Capitalists.
No, my friend. Look up communism. Look up socialism. Those are the leaders that you will find. You don't know your history.
I have done my research. I've done my research.
So I just proved you said jobs are an issue. Trump has addressed jobs. Any other issues in America that Trump hasn't addressed? I said people like me are dying. I ain't heard nothing. What does that mean? What people like you? People like me, her. How are you dying? How are you dying? Police brutality. You know, how are we going there? So it's a race issue? That's it? Race is the only issue we have in this country? Nah, but right now it's kind of a big fucking thing, bro.
Damn big issue.
Yeah.
It's making it fucking worse.
Really? Yeah. Okay, because he's unifying black and white people. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not.
Afraid of brown people. He wants to deport. Yes, he wants to deport Mexicans. He wants to make Muslims wear identification.
So he wants to follow the law, and he doesn't want ISIS infiltrators who have said they will come in with Syrian refugees. He wants to vet those people. That sounds crazy to me. Nobody's Hitler. Sounds like Hitler.
ISIS is right here in America.
No doubt about it.
ISIS is right here in America.
Okay, so what are we doing about it?
If you watch the news, you'll see who our ISIS is. We can't start with this.
What are we doing about ISIS?
We can't start with this.
What are we doing about ISIS?
This is not where the start is.
What are we doing about ISIS?
ISIS is not first of all as what we all do to each other in America. Yes, look at all the fucking.
So then you didn't support the Iraqi war?
No, I didn't support.
Neither did Donald Trump.
Everyday people just like this.
Yes. Anyone else want to debate why Trump's a bad guy? Or do you just want to spew rhetoric about racism? Anyone?
Well, he's already described what he is. We don't have to debate.
Louis Farrakhan?
Yes, I do.
He endorsed Donald Trump. Said Donald Trump is... Yes, he did, sir. Look it up. I challenge you right now. Louis Farrakhan has endorsed Donald Trump. This is what I'm talking about. Uninformed. I am informed. Donald Trump... Owens, how you doing? Josh Owens, right? Owens, I met you in Ferguson.
Yeah, I was there.
Louis Farrakhan has endorsed Donald Trump. Yes, this man is 100% wrong. Was you just not at the last event he spoke at? Were you not there?
Donald Trump is the only candidate that has not taken money from those who keep us in the situation that we're in.
He has said that, and he also has endorsed Donald Trump.
He is the best candidate to take America to hell.
He said he endorsed Donald Trump, is what he said. And you said he didn't do that.
I just seen
you were just where?
At Savior's Day, it's a big Muslim event.
And what did Farrakhan say that?
He didn't say he endorsed Trump. I knew that much.
But he has endorsed Donald Trump.
I haven't heard that.
Well, I'm giving you that news right now, and you just reject it.
That's not credible. I don't think
it's not credible. On record, folks. On record.
Live streaming.
Louis, in an interview, a sit-down interview with a cameraman, with an interviewer, it's had millions of views, okay? And just because you haven't seen something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Any other points against Trump? Anyone else want to debate me on Trump? This is too easy. Didn't think so.
Didn't think
Let's
so.
bring it back to black people being killed by police.
Okay.
What has Trump said about that?
What
Because
about white people being killed by police?
Fuck off! Black people.
That's not racist, though.
No.
Fuck off if a white guy's killed by a policeman. Only a black life matters.
We already know that white people, that's not a fucking issue compared to the black people that are gunned down every single day by police.
Gunned down every single day by police.
Yes.
You don't think that's built up by the mainstream media at all?
It's built up
in bodies, bro. Let me ask you a question. Why aren't you guys in Chicago where black people are killing black people? Why aren't you guys outside of Planned Parenthood where black people are aborted by millions every year?
What have you done to benefit this planet?
What have I done to benefit this planet? I'm trying to awaken people. I'm trying to save freedom in the West.
You gotta make America great again. When was America great? What are you talking about? At what point are you talking about?
Well, let me tell you something. I'm 26 years old.
What point in history are you talking about?
I'm 26 years old, and in my life, I have seen a system of crony capitalism. I've never seen true capitalism. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. But if we look at a case study of socialism and communism, it fails every time. Every time, and millions of people die. Okay, Mao Zedong, one of the biggest communists ever, murdered people in the streets.
Hitler not remind you of that? Does Trump not remind you of that?
No, explain to me how Trump is like Hitler.
Mass deportation.
The list would be shorter if we mass deportation. So obeying the law. Donald Trump wants to obey the laws on immigration. Donald Trump wants
This
to
country was founded on immigration.
illegal immigrants. People who came here legally.
Where does it start? Because we're all immigrants.
Where do you draw the line?
So let's do it. So we're just gonna, because some things happened in history, we can't make things better now. We can't live in reality. Oh, because illegal immigrants may have came here. Oh, because the Ku Klux Klan used to have reign in this country. We can't move forward. We can't move forward and act like people can be unified. Black people and white people can't be unified for Trump. That's bullcrap.
Trump refuses to denounce the KKK.
He refuses to denounce the KKK. This guy's back.
Donald Trump, you gotta believe I'm back, because I'm a real one. You can't get it no real than me. And if you gonna have the audacity to sit up here and say you believe in Donald Trump in 2016, you are flat out racist. And anybody in that damn line, he's damn right.
You don't even know.
You know why? You know why? Because you know why?
You spewed a lot of racist bullshit.
That's right. You know what? You know why I know you're racist? Because you're in that line. Donald Trump said what y'all want to say. You know what I always heard y'all say? We want our country back. Bullshit. Black and white. No more
Who
white.
said this?
No more white.
I dream of a country where people can be looked at by the character and not the color of your skin.
Well,
You say you're not
what
racist,
Trump
but
is
you want to
doing.
divide people by black and white.
Looking at brown people.
1916.
A wall. Mexico has a wall on their southern border. Is that racist?
Y'all racist. This 2016, not 1916. The good old white days are over with. The good old white days are over with. Ain't no more of them days, bro. It's over.
That's not
the good
racist.
old, no,
I'm
that's telling the
racist,
truth.
though.
That's
I'm
telling
racist.
the truth.
That's not racist. I'm racist.
Hell no, that's not racist. That's telling
You've
the truth.
never experienced
That's
oppression
telling
in
the
your
truth.
entire fucking
you know
life.
that?
Neither have
You
I.
don't know me.
You're fucking a white male.
So?
You're a white man.
White people don't know what it's like to be poor.
That's right.
Bullshit.
That's what Bernie Sanders said. That's what Bernie Sanders said.
No.
Yeah, he did. So again, I state facts like Louis Farrakhan endorses Trump. They say it doesn't happen. I state facts like Bernie Sanders says white people don't know what it's like to be poor. They deny it. But they say I'm not informed. This is an illustration of what we're dealing with in this country. Now, fortunately, these people are really the minority. The silent majority has spoken for Trump in 2016. So when you're dealing with people like this attacking you with low-level rhetoric and zero information, don't take it personally. When Trump wins in the polls, that's the minority, that's the majority speaking. We've been silent. We're not silent anymore. Donald Trump has people lined around the block of every race, color, creed, and age. No other candidate has that. Because he's an idiot, she says. Let's hear what you don't like about Trump, man. What don't you like about Donald Trump?
If you get mad, I'm not speaking
I'm
truth.
asking.
That means
Don't
the
have
truth
the
hurts
qualifications
goddamn
to be the president. Just because he has money doesn't mean he can be president.
All right, who does have the qualifications?
If you support Donald Trump,
Bernie Sanders didn't have a job until he was 40.
Ferguson does not support Donald Trump. Ferguson does not support Donald Trump.
Who does
Ferguson does not support Donald Trump.
Do you speak for Ferguson?
You damn right, and I'm
Do you
out
live in
here.
Ferguson?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Do you live in Ferguson?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! 63135. You want my address? You want to see my ID?
No, I didn't.
And I live in Danville for 15 years.
Yes, you do.
All my kids went to school, graduated.
So what do you think? So let me ask you a question, sir.
Got good job.
Then what happened?
Got good job.
Tell me-
Ain't no criminals.
Can you tell me what happened in Ferguson? What happened in Ferguson?
They got exposed.
That's the guy that started all to begin with.
Who got exposed?
The true racist people.
Okay, so you're saying that the problem in Ferguson wasn't the mainstream media blowing up a false narrative.
No, it was the militarization of police.
You can tell you are pure white, and I'm saying that you have never experienced racism a day in your life.
Okay.
You have never.
I'm experiencing racism right now. I'm experiencing racism right now. Discounting my opinion.
The white guys are praying to them. Oh my God, the white guys are praying. How could that happen? Are you
deny the
nuts?
truth.
Hey, bro, I'm black.
Completely.
Hey, you can't
So
tell me.
what?
Racism is
I'm
only one
You
way.
can't tell
So
me.
I'm white,
You
you're
can't tell
black.
me.
Why can't we go on the same
what
page?
America has done to me, but I don't let it stop me or deter me.
So
But I know
what
they
presidential
have done
candidate's
to
going to
me.
help you out?
I know that. But you told you I vote for Hillary and I vote
Hillary
for
Clinton, a
Sanders.
known liar.
Hillary and
Bernie Sanders, a
That's gonna
socialist
be
who
the
didn't have a
that's
job
gonna
until he was 40.
That's right. That's
There's your
all right.
candidate.
I take him over Donald Trump any
Donald
day.
Trump, who's employed millions and millions of people.
He's a racist.
Donald Trump
Not
will
a
go
racist.
assistant illegal
He's
immigrants
a
back
racist.
and give jobs to
What you mean,
Americans.
sir? Who back?
Illegal immigrants.
Who you call illegal immigrants?
People who don't go through
People
the
who
legal
are
immigration
illegal?
process.
Did your ancestors come through that
Yes,
process?
they did. Yes, they did.
How you know that?
Because I looked up my family ancestry. That's how.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they came from Germany. They came to Ellis Island. They had to wait for weeks because they had to be vetted for disease.
Where did my
You're an
family come
immigrant.
from? I can tell you where my family come from. Where my ancestors come from. I know where they came from because you don't know, but I know. My grandparents were born slaves, so you don't know what I know. You know, my dad was born in 1918 on a plantation in Tallahassee, Florida. You don't know shit about racism. You don't know shit about racism.
You know about it.
No, but I do know about it.
So what does that have to do with Donald Trump?
So you asking me, and you talking about, so what you saying,
You're a punk.
what you saying,
I am a fucking punk.
the comment,
I am a fucking punk. You're correct.
the comment, I ain't never been scared to stand up for what I believe in or die for what I believe in.
But what does that have to do with Trump?
I'm going to tell you what.
You can't prove Trump's a racist.
I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you. You have to let me tell you. Everybody got something to stand up and believe in and die in. I will die before I let Donald Trump become president of the United States.
Hillary Clinton let people die in Benghazi.
That's all right. Come on, get out.
That's all right. Okay.
Benghazi, for real. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
for real,
right
it
here.
happened.
I'm talking about right here in America, bruh. In America, we have control at. We don't got no control over in the country of Libya. Well, they don't even have no established government themselves. They don't even have established government themselves.
You're arguing with somebody.
The system that you're complaining about starts with the politicians at the top who've been in office for decades. Donald Trump is the only one not from the insider class, not from the insider system.
He is not a racist. That's racism. That's reverse racism. What you're doing. That's reverse fucking old ass piece of shit. You're fucking old. Old. But baby boomer. Fucking my hands up.
Back it up. Why did you do that to that white guy? Why did you do that to one of them black guys? Why did you do that to me?
You know what?
Why didn't you touch me? Because you know I would have fucked you up.
I didn't think your baby boy put you in a home.
Why you touch him? You went on a weak link. You thought he was a weak link.
You just want to yell and yell and
You
yell.
thought he was a weak link.
Punks are the
And so
fucking
you
future.
gonna try to go after him.
We're
Guess
the
what?
future.
I got his back.
Listen,
You fuck with him. You fuck with him. You fuck with him. You touch him. You touching me.
Donald Trump has created wealth. Bernie Sanders has
Put your
created
hands on
nothing.
me. Put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. Why you ain't touch one of the black guys? Touch one of these real frontline protesters. Put your hands on me.
Put your fucking hands on me.
I'm a real frontline protester.
I think you took the brakes on that.
You goddamn All right. Real recognize real. Real recognize real.
Put your fucking hands on nobody out here, man.
This is
You know
my
what?
fucking
Keep your hands to your fucking self. If you want to put your hands on somebody, put your hands on me.
United.
Fight me.
This is fucking unity.
Fight me. All right, then.
Trump does not want unity.
Black and
This
white,
is
bro.
unity.
Black
Let my man through.
Black and white, black and white, bro.
Let my man
Black
through.
and white. You touch him. You touch his finger.
You know what? I gotta say, I take my hat off to you because you are the guy. This is the guy right here. Look around you right now. There's got to be 150 people standing around, and it all started with this gentleman right here.
Cause I'm a leader.
Express to my left, and about 3 hours or so. He goes on at 4, and so a lot of protesters have gathered up. This here individual here is Luke. He's been playing music for everybody, and so Luke, tell me why you're here.
Donald Trump is a racist. That's clear and simple. He makes these accusations about people that are purely false, and he scapegoats everyone. He scapegoats everyone in a presidential election. It's disgraceful to see, you know, I mean, that we have this guy who's making remarks.
Do you have any specifics that you can give me?
What do you mean? Oh, well, okay. For instance, he's made comments about how he wants to, you know, patrol, or that was Ted Cruz, I think, but I think Donald Trump said something similar.
Yeah, you know, it's the same thing, I guess.
Okay, but come on now. He said, he wants to stop immigrants coming in, and he makes these.
He said he wants to vet immigrants. He said there's nothing wrong with having immigrants. He just wants to vet them.
What? Oh no. He said no, and I remember this. He said specifically, we're going to shut down immigration until we figure out what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not even checking the IDs of
the
the
head of
listeners.
Homeland Security and the FBI said we can't properly vet Syrian refugees coming into this country and from other Muslim places.
Italy just closed 3 of its borders with Albania. Explain this to the idiot.
I don't believe.
Is Italy racist?
Truthfully, the Homeland Security, they're scared of everyone, right? They're looking at your emails, they're looking at my emails, like so.
Okay, what about Macedonia? Just put up a border wall for migrants. Macedonia, they just put up a border fence essentially to keep migrants coming out because they're being flooded and it's destroying their country.
Does that make it okay?
Well, that doesn't make them racist.
Ask him the city if he has a front door. Ask him if he has a door.
That doesn't make them racist.
But the comments that you're making.
Ask him if he has a door.
Race baiting. That's what they are.
Now, I think what's going on is there's racial division being propagated by a man named George Soros, who you're spouting a lot of his talking points, unfortunately, and he's a billionaire. And you're here against billionaires, but George Soros is a billionaire.
George Soros is, yeah, sure, but is
Ask
there
him
any
if he has a front door. It's the same as a fence.
between George Soros and Donald Trump? No, they're just the same side. They're two different sides of the same coin.
But you're spouting his talking points.
Does George Soros care about immigrants? No, he doesn't. But he doesn't. He wants to have his.
No, he wants to destroy the country.
Oh, he wants to destroy the country,
Yeah.
and Donald Trump doesn't.
No, I don't think he wants to destroy the country.
Really?
Are you employed right now, or are you in school?
What? I'm a high school student.
You're high school.
I think that you are making comments that are very clearly like trying to make me look bad, and that's cool. And that's cool. I get it.
Ask Ronald McDonald if he has a door.
That's all. I have no.
Ask if he has a door.
I think once again, this.
Does he have a door on his house?
You know,
is there a fence on his yard?
Wealth inequality has gone up over the last 50 years immensely, and it's because of guys like George Soros and Donald Trump who take jobs out of America and put them into.
Actually, Bill Clinton helped take jobs out of America.
Ask this moron if he has a door on his house.
He's a neoliberal Democrat.
All right, Alex wants to know if you have a door on your house. Alex Jones is talking to you right there through that camera. He wants to know if you have a door on your house or a fence in your yard.
I live with my parents. I'm 18. I'm in high school.
But you have a door in your house, right?
Is this what conservatives do? Is they get online?
We're liberals, dumbass. We're the real deal. We're here to save the country, punk. We built it.
My point is, if you
We're
have
the
a fence or a
Renaissance.
door
We
in
did
your
it
house,
all.
it's
You're an
to
idiot.
Keep uninvited people out, correct?
Sure.
Okay. So then what's wrong with having that at your country?
What?
What's wrong with having that at your country? A door or a fence?
A door or a fence?
Yeah. It's the same concept. You're keeping people out that you don't want to invite into your house.
Why don't we want them here? Why don't we want them here?
Because they're getting free stuff, Dumbo.
Tell me, why don't we want them here?
Because what they're doing is being brought here, and then they're giving lots of free stuff,
They're giving lots of free stuff. Where's this magical free stuff coming from?
You'll find out.
You know who gets all the free stuff?
A lot of corporations do.
Oh yeah, a lot of corporations.
We're against that too.
I'm against that too.
If you guys want to do this interview, that's cool. You go over there, though, and not kind of be.
Oh, social justice warrior just came over and said, "Stop. Let me see her."
Handler here?
Let me see her.
I'm just encouraging you to not stand in front of our sign, and you can do the interview somewhere.
No. We have free speech. Tell her we have free speech, dude. Stop it. No, we have free speech too, witch.
Well, your sign's pretty big. He was playing. My boss wanted to interview him. He said,
That's fine. I'm just asking you to move over.
No. Stay there. Free speech.
We're conservative asking dumb questions. Let's go down. Let's go down this way.
And they're going to try to run him off there. Now watch. This will encourage them to run him off. Get ready.
No. You're
submitting to the. This is live TV, folks. Infowars.com/show if you want to see this.
We're live right now. So tell me about your sign.
It says "Give love, live peace."
You didn't know what sign you were carrying?
Oh, this one?
Oh, there you got that one.
It's okay to hate things that are evil. Fascism is evil.
I agree. Fascism is evil.
Yeah. What about Hillary funding the radical Muslims? Is that fascism?
He spreads hate, and he says things like, "We're going to win this with our Second Amendment rights." You can't tell me that's not threatening people.
You're not saying that.
I think there's people shooting people all the time, especially in Chicago.
People I love came from Mexico. They don't need to be sent back. They don't need walls.
I live in Texas. I have nothing wrong with that.
Ask her if people attacking Donald Trump supporters is okay.
The guy does not need to be our president.
So is it okay when people attack Donald Trump supporters?
People can support what they want.
Our state, no hate in our state, no.
I don't think she's gonna talk.
No.
Well, let's hear her. She's so intellectual.
Our state, no hate in our state.
That woman is smart, man. She's an empowered woman. Look at her.
No hate in our state. I can tell you a little bit about myself if you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people have beef with like GM and other companies that have left this area and taken away a lot of the jobs, which I think is why you have a lot of disenfranchised people instead of blaming Donald Trump for it, who's actually employed people.
Well, I'm here as a white woman and a mother of 2 white sons, and I don't want to raise my sons in a world shaped by racism and violence. And that's the kind of message that Donald Trump has used to empower himself and his base.
Ask her if she knows about tribalism and other groups and if she understands why we have nationalism.
And I absolutely do not want my family or my sons as white people to
as white people, as bad people.
Where white people are manipulated into being divided from our neighbors.
Ask her if she thinks white people are the problem, historically, if other people are tribal.
So you think white people are the main problem?
No, I do not. I don't think I'm the main problem, but I absolutely am if I'm silent. I will not be silent.
Well, no, tell her more. Tell us more about how other people aren't tribal.
We'll get these votes.
You done? I think she's done.
No, let her keep going. Let's hear the little commie chants and the idiot chants. I mean, dude, this is pathetic. Ooh, ah. Booby, booby, ba. Ooh, ah. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And but that's about it. Hasn't been too much. There's some people talking in between the fence over here, Alex. There's a fence keeping the protesters apart with about a 5-foot barrier. And so there has been some talk back and forth earlier today. It's definitely grown a little more divided as it's gone on. And I think it's probably going to beef up as soon as Donald gets here.
You think we ought to go talk to some of the Donald Trump supporters?
Hey, you want to interview the Easter Bunny? You're going to love this one, Alex. And I think he's a fan.
All right, go back and talk to that guy who's like a security guard.
Oh, no, you got to meet the Easter Bunny. All right, we're live on TV. So tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm here to see the side of sanity here. I wanted to see how many Democrats were around and how many people were, like, for real going to vote for Trump.
Yeah? Yeah. So what's your impression then of what you see right now?
I don't know. It's pretty peaceful. I saw some people trying to instigate earlier. It was people from Trump's camp, but, you know, nobody's falling for it.
Ask him if he was ever taking LSD.
Trump people are the problem. Trump supporters.
No, I mean, I just think they don't know what's going on. I mean, I really don't understand how you could be behind that and sell the presidency and support half of the garbage that he talks.
Hey, ask him why the power elite worldwide and the communist Chinese are against him.
You see it from both sides. You see the Republicans and the Democrats hate him. Wouldn't that make you just want to pause for some? Maybe this guy is talking some sense and some on, several levels.
No, he's not speaking.
Ask this guy what he thinks of the Manson family.
Actually, I have a conspiracy theory that Hillary paid him to run just because months ago it was a joke.
That's what I thought a year ago.
To talk, yeah, you know what? Actually, we thought that too. But he has brought out her husband's sexcapades. which I think is pretty damaging to what she's doing right now.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I wouldn't vote for
Ask
Hillary
him what he
either,
thinks
but-
of Charlie Manson.
You know, actually, Trump, when he started, it was sort of like a protest run as a candidate. I think he was surprised at the number of people.
Ask him if he takes LSD in that outfit.
I thought it was a joke. I really did. But Wisconsin, for example, obviously there's a history here of people voting against their better interest.
Okay. So Alex wants to know if you take LSD in that bunny suit and what you think of the Manson family.
Who?
Alex Jones, you're live right now.
Oh, hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good, we're doing well.
He said we're doing well.
No, I'm not on drugs, and I'm not a Manson fan.
Are you employed? What's your job? What do you do?
I'm an artist.
You're an artist?
Yeah. Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. Show us some of your signs.
Let me ask him this: who's more handsome, Emperor Palpatine or Darth Vader?
My favorite Ben Franklin quote.
Oh yeah, he's got a Ben Franklin quote. All right, who's more handsome, Emperor Palpatine or who was the other one? Who was the other one, Alex?
Darth Vader.
Oh, who's more handsome, Emperor Palpatine or Darth Vader?
Alex Jones.
Oh, he said Alex Jones.
All right.
You won, Alex.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Hey, ask him this: doesn't he see that Trump is a populist manifestation, just like Sanders is? Whether you support him or not, the power structure is against him.
All right. I kind of asked him that before, but so right now it looks like there's a left and a right populist candidate. We got Trump and Sanders. Sure. Why do you think that is? You think somebody? You let me know. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. This is the first election in a long time where there's been a full swing of the pendulum. You know, we had 8 years of the far right with Bush, the Bush dynasty continuing, and you know, I'm sorry, but I kind of think that our present administration is very centrist at best. There were a lot of things that President Obama could have done, he should have done, and he didn't. He played it safe, you know, and I get that.
Like droning kids?
All right, good. Tell the Easter Bunny great. Go talk to the guy in the red shirt. There's a guy in camo back behind it. Let's talk to them. Over there.
All right.
He's racist.
That's what everybody said today. Everybody says he's racist.
Same media that tells you about lottery tickets tells you that.
He employs people?
I think he's a lot better of a person to answer your question.
Can't talk to you. There's some intellectual. Can't talk to
Her
you.
handler doesn't want
We're
me
not
to
a
talk.
protest to be on national
All right,
media.
take care.
We're just
Have a good
acting cool right now. It's for my Facebook to look intellectual
You're
right
the one
now.
who said don't talk to her, not
Good
me.
thanks, man.
All right, we're going to make our way into the crowd. Let's see what goes on here. We're going to go until the battery dies. Turn this way, kid. Hey, what's up? Oh, hold on. Turn this way. Turn this way.
We don't care. Hey, but
What's up?
Trump is hate. We don't need hate right now.
Why do you think he's hating?
Because Obama just not getting his back. You know,
Because who?
Obama is just not getting the country back right.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think the economy's doing better now?
Look at the statistics.
I don't know. You think the economy's doing better? You tell me the statistics.
Look at the statistics.
What's the unemployment rate?
He finna come back on.
You know the unemployment rate for black people is double what it used to be under Obama.
But guess what? Obama is helping the country. Gas prices going down. When the last time they be that low?
I think it has to do more with the price of oil from Saudi Arabia. They're cutting production.
I mean,
and has
increasing production.
So Obama ain't helping.
They're increasing.
Is Obama helping or not? Did he help? Did he change? Did he do better?
No, I don't think he was trying to make it. I don't think he was trying to help at all.
Oh, he just want to be on TV again, run the country. What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, we're not. Listen.
I think he signs a list every day, and they bomb people with drones, and he does it. They kill families, they kill wedding parties, they kill children. Have you seen the children that have been killed by drones?
You're in the right country. You're in America, so it's your opinion. That's my opinion, you know.
Oh, I know.
So
No, our government funded ISIS.
Whatever you think, it don't matter to me. I know Trump don't need to be in office.
What do you think?
Hey, what's that horn? Hey, dude.
Yeah.
Tell him thank you. I want to hear this horn. Who's blowing the horn?
It's the Donald Trump.
Dude, that's enough. I want to go talk to those people down there.
The horn blowers?
Yes, let's go talk to the horn blowers.
All right, let's get to it.
Folks, this is all brought to you by InfoWarsLife.com and Hillary for President shirts, because Benghazi and Fast and Furious are reasons for it. Take action today and from the tip of the spear in the info war, your financing due, wallowing around with these people.
So how do you like horn blowing?
I'm getting back in shape from my French horn days of high school.
So you're an old pro.
I am an old pro, yeah.
So tell me why you hate Trump.
He has no foreign policy. He absolutely hates women. If everybody who
Yeah, he was against funding
the
ISIS.
way he treated the journalist with a
He doesn't
handicap,
want war with Russia for no reason.
anyone who's handicapped in their life, if anyone has a
What are these people saying? We don't have a bunch of...
in their life, if anyone knows somebody of first generation Mexican or other immigrant, you know, how can you possibly support this man? He has no policies that make any concrete sense. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Ask this lady why countries are allowed to have borders, but we can't.
He has no.
Why can't we have borders, but everybody else can?
Put a 7-point plan out.
Well,
Why can't we have borders? Ask her if she has a door on her house.
Are you on Obamacare right now?
No, I'm not.
Ask her if she has a door on her
I'm a
house.
retired person who pays part of my own insurance.
Ask her if she has a door on her house.
Working for 33 years for the same company.
Does she have a door on her house?
So we're live on TV right now. Alex wants to know if you have a door on your house.
Do I have a door on my house? Of course I do. I have many doors on my house.
Okay. Do you have a fence in your yard?
I do not have a fence.
She doesn't have a fence, but she has a door.
Yes, I do.
The countries have to have
a door
doors.
keeps out uninvited people, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I have a large dog as well.
Oh, a large dog.
Yes, she does agree.
So that's essentially what a border is.
Right, I understand that.
Right.
How many of the people come over here are actually violent and causing harm?
I would say not the majority of them, but the ones that are, we need to deport.
I believe in borders, but I do not believe in a wall.
Well, Obama's gotten rid of it.
The things
You
that
people
Donald
are
Trump
idiots, man. So
Obama is
dumb.
doing a good job at killing the border.
As well as the fact that he has no.
Oh, look, she's yelling at you. Look at this pea brain. Talk to pea brain.
You build a 10-foot wall, they're going to be selling 11-foot ladders.
Hey guys, it's Jacob Honeycutt. We're live on Facebook with a Trump supporter, and a Trump hater.
I don't hate anyone, sir.
You absolutely do. You're talking about hate. Why is what we think is hate?
I'm not saying that I hate him. I am saying that he incites me.
How?
I'm saying that he hates Mexicans.
He didn't say he hates Mexicans. Did he ever say that?
He was going to build a wall to keep them out.
Oh, that's right, because we don't belong in our, we don't have a right to defend our borders. You lock your doors at night? Well, why do you do that? You should open your doors at night.
Because I
would
live
come
in the
and
city.
sleep on your, I don't care. I would like to come into your house and sleep on your couch.
Sir, what
I would
I'm
like to
trying
get
to
some
say...
food out of your fridge. Can you please leave your door open at
Absolutely.
night? You will?
Absolutely.
You give me your address so
Just
I can get some
because-
food?
just
I might be
because you're
hungry.
voting for Trump
I am
does not mean
unemployed. I am an
that I will
unemployed
not
veteran.
help you.
I would love some free food.
Absolutely.
I would love a place to sleep tonight.
What would you like? I'll
Just
look
give me
into
your
something.
address. Right.
I'm not giving you my address, sir.
Why not?
Because I
But
don't
you can lock
trust
your
you. I
doors.
don't know you.
Well, then you don't know Mexicans that are coming across the border with drugs and stuff like that. So
I'm not
that we can
denying
trust
that.
them.
I'm not denying that.
So you have no valid point whatsoever. What else has he preached about hate? When has he ever said, I hate you? No? Nothing? Silence is good.
I'm not going to argue with someone.
It's not
but
arguing.
I'm not
It's
going
called
to change
debating.
your
So
opinion.
you have your ideas, and I have
I am
my
not
ideas.
going to change your
In a
opinion,
free
sir.
society, I can spout off my ideas, and you come back
I
with
am
yours.
not
So
going to change your opinion, sir.
Exactly. So I'm trying to figure out where he is, where to take you. What does he said to take you?
I am not trying to change your opinion, sir.
You're never going to. I'm just trying to figure out why you think you're
I am not trying to change your opinion.
Is that your go-to, Brian? That's just it?
I am not trying to change your opinion.
That's
You are
fine.
entitled to
I'm not
believe
trying
in
to
what
change
you would
yours.
like to.
You can be hateful all you want. I'm just trying to
You
figure out.
are entitled to believe in what you want.
That's not.
It's all dishonor.
I'm just trying to figure
I
out.
didn't even say who I was voting for. Not once. I have been standing out here for 2 hours, and not once have I said who I was voting for.
I didn't. I know that. I can tell that. I'm just asking what Trump has said that's hateful.
There are a lot of things that he said.
A vote for Trump is a vote for hate. I'm just wondering why you're trying to change our votes.
Because he's a racist.
How is he racist? When has he ever said anything like
The
that?
KKK endorses.
What if I told you there's a
Hey,
picture
take a look at this, guys. We got a bus driving by that says Trump hates. Are you with him?
What if I told you the KKK was formed by the Democratic Party to stop Republicans?
I don't disagree with you.
Oh yes,
I never said
Trump
that I
endorses
was
the
siding with the
KKK.
Democratic Party.
So what has he said?
I'm saying that Donald Trump stands for hate.
Okay, that's what you say, but can you prove it with facts? No?
Look at the news headlines.
This guy is perfect.
Look at the news headlines.
Look at oh right, I should believe
Look
the
at
mainstream
every
media.
single thing.
The left.
Okay, I agree with you on that one. I'll at least agree with you on that one.
Wow. Have you ever seen? You know who Tyler Durden is? Well, this conversation is over.
Where are they?
Where are they?
Anybody?
They're not showing up.
I'm sorry,
They're not inside.
I'm not on that side.
Let's not
That is
bring
relevant. It's
why.
very relevant.
But look how many people of color are here right now. On this side of the fence, as opposed to your side.
So anybody who does not support Donald Trump is a racist. No one's saying that. We're just saying. No one's saying that. We're just saying, where are they? I don't see them. Do you know where they are? I'm asking. All I was asking was, do you think maybe there's a reason they're not in? Do you think Donald Trump? Do you think maybe there's a reason they feel maybe a little unsafe? Some of the things he's saying.
The things that he said.
Yes, duh.
I feel bad for the females.
Do you think Mexicans coming to this country are rapists? No, so Donald Trump said that. And that's not a racist thing? But is that not a racist thing to say? Is that not a racist thing to say? Take the entire context of his quote. Take the entire context of his quote. He said, I'm sure many of them are good people, but there are that doesn't negate the fact that he called a lot that he said that they were rapists.
That's racist.
It's absolutely generalized. No, it isn't. He said that there are there are good people coming but there are all I see in this sign is a lot of white faces, and that's fine. But there's just a lot of white faces. That sounds like one of the most racist things I've heard all day. It's an objective observation.
It's an observation.
Objective observation. That's cool, man. Is it an ideology? Is it a political ideology?
Only white?
Yeah, Wisconsin's white as fuck, but like, here we are. But here,
I'm white as well, but you're not going to see the man that says racist things about people.
Why are we so colorful?
Don't
change the subject. Don't change the
I have
subject.
vacation days. I've been at my job quite a long time.
I don't see a lot of people of color.
I'll probably sell you cell phones, okay? How can you sell? I probably do, and your family. And go in to listen to a man who's a racist and have him become the president of the country. No. Do you understand? What will happen?
For corporate welfare?
How was he that? We've already went through this once before. Now this is the second time around.
Now we're going to tax the most productive people in society so people can go. And I guarantee a lot of you took high school very seriously. You'll take free college seriously.
All lives matter. No matter what fucking color you are.
Hey, you sound very intelligent, miss. Keep dropping those F-bombs.
You guys evidently are hating Trump.
You guys are the most
Yes, I do hate Trump. I do hate racist. I hate racist. I don't like people to hate racist. Women like they're objects. I hate sexist. And that's exactly what your man is. That's exactly what he is. I will not support him. I will stand here until I am hoarse. I don't care.
What did he say?
He's a sexist. Have you heard what he said about Mexicans? Rapist. He's a sexist. Did you hear what he said about women? Have you heard his comments about women? And you stand there as a woman? That's not racist.
There are people coming into this country who are racist, who have murdered.
Because I'm a Democrat doesn't mean I'm not just Mexicans. Not just Mexicans have done crimes like that. He's a racist. And you know it. You know it. And you know it. He's standing behind your husband.
That's not going to stop rapists that are already here of different races.
That's
not going to stop
That's right. Keep standing behind your husband. You're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman and you stand with a sexist. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're a sexist and you stand. It's okay. You're a sexist and you stand behind. It's okay. You're a woman and you stand behind a sexist. It's okay. Fine. Admit it. He's talking about. It's okay. He admits that he's actually on my vacation. Am I married? Why won't you sell your post? Why am I bitching? Because you're a woman. And you're behind a woman behind a man that doesn't even have any appreciation for women at all. And you all stand there behind your husbands. It's okay. It's okay. I love you too. It's okay. I have nothing but love, and your side has nothing but hate.
We love all
It's okay. It's okay. Behind the sexist, a fascist, and a racist. It's okay.
there's also realism. Think about reality. 7 billion.
It's okay.
Everything is in hugs and kindness.
It's okay. Everything you have to say. It's like what he has to say. I don't give a shit.
You're a pinhead.
I'm a fascist. Okay.
Because you have a preconceived notion that we're all racist. And you still have to get to the example of how Donald Trump is a racist.
We have lots of room.
How's your racist?
I have nothing but love.
We love you too. We love you too. Is coming here and telling you that her opinion is sexist.
All lives matter. If you guys stand behind the man that makes racist comments,
Lives matter. No. We have water. Lives matter.
You have no idea the country that you're about to give your kids if you elect another Democrat.
Trump supporter lives matter.
you must have been raised by racist parents.
I'm
You guys must have been raised by a bunch of
It's called my parents racist. How loving. How loving.
I was raised by a single mother. Hey, listen. I was raised by a single mother.
Obviously.
Who works 6 days a week. 6 days a week. I have 3 police officers in the family. And I care about our country's welfare. If you listen to this gentleman right here, he's been making valid points for the past 10 minutes.
She knows support the man with hate.
She knows me.
Go stand in the line.
I'm a really nice person. I am not a hateful person because you don't like my
No, if you hate someone by their race or their religion,
Never said that. Never said that. Donald Trump didn't either. No, he never did. Nobody's perfect.
So I would like you to cite it. I would like you to cite your source.
I'll disagree.
You can't disagree with something that's not true, but you have no.
Listen, you said Donald Trump.
You can't sit and call people racist without any sort of source.
Donald Trump has said racist things.
Okay, if you want to have all the Muslims register, how is that not?
If you love us, come hang out with us, man. We love you too. You're on the wrong side of the fence.
She said she hates people. She hates us. I don't hate people. I disagree with you.
I just said it. No, we don't hate you. We just feel bad for you.
I want to hug you. I want to pat you on the head.
No, I feel bad for you.
I want to give you a pat on the head.
I don't even. That's just a whole nother thing.
Donald Trump is not a sexist. He's the entertainer who made
Entertainers have no place in the White House.
Wow, that's another insurance.
Vote for Michael Jackson for president. Bruno Mars for president.
Anybody could have said it. Obama just got up and took pictures in front of a Sheikh Obama. I mean, Jesus.
Anybody could have said it.
Fascism. What is fascism? Tell me.
Fascism is a one-party dictatorship. When your
What do you think you liberals are trying to do?
When your fanboy is quoting Mussolini, a dictator, what do you think that is?
What did Mussolini say was a fascist? Because he was the father of fascism. What did Mussolini say fascism was?
One-party dictatorship where the state controls everything, and that is not one. I don't support Bernie Sanders. I don't support Bernie Sanders, but that is not what they are trying to do. That's not what this country is.
Actually, yes, it is what they're trying to do. And if you don't understand that,
I like your hand on sickle too.
cannot be helped.
Are you a communist?
Anarcho-communist.
So you're a communist?
Yeah.
I got my first communist!
Look at who you guys are hanging out. You're just hanging out with an admitted communist who hates America. Who hates America.
I hate Trump's America,
everything that
yes.
this country stands for.
Yes, Trump's
These
America.
people sit in the face every day. You guys hate. You guys hate in your heart. You guys are all bigots. You guys are the most intolerant people there are.
Hey, we still love you. We love everybody.
What do we hate? We hate race.
Bigots, Hispanics alike.
You hate Trump supporters. He just admitted he's a communist.
He's a literal communist. A communist.
What's the point of him talking to him? You are a bigot.
Far from it, honey.
Actually, you provided no evidence how Donald Trump is a racist because he's never really.
He's nothing he said is homophobic or racist in any way, shape, or form.
Okay,
in any way, shape, or form. If he's trying to mark Muslims, close down.
Let's talk about Islam.
Okay.
Let's talk about Islam. It's the biggest threat that we have.
How? How so? How?
Did you watch the news?
Yes. How so? Can you explain it to me? Can you explain to me exactly how Islam is a threat to America? Because it's a different religion from Christian America? Yes.
It's the Wahhabist sect of Islam, which is the radicalized form of Islam. And I'm saying, like, you don't know who is radicalized and who's not. So to bring people in from a portion of the world that could possibly want to cause harm
Okay,
to
well,
people
there's
like
some
you and
Christians
me,
that are part of the KKK and white supremacist party, so I'm gonna persecute all of them too. That's the same logic you're facing. He's gonna mark them.
He never said that.
He did.
That is left wing crap. He never said I'm going to put national ID badges on Muslims.
That's the end.
That was actually the media.
That's the end of the United
That's
States.
absolute crap.
That's the end.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad because we all want the same thing. Besides, he's a communist. We all want the same thing. We're all
workers of the world. You're affected by it the same way as everyone else.
Affected by what? Communism?
By capitalism.
What's wrong with capitalism?
Where do you work, man?
What's wrong with capitalism?
I'm an electrician, by the way. It's a wage slave system that focused on imperialism, racism, and hatred.
So you a wage slave system to an entire slave system where you've got a group of oligarchs like communists.
This is a great man.
That's what you want.
Excuse me, you have
who push authoritarianism
No, because that is socialism. That is what the USSR was. You know what the USSR stands for? United Socialist Soviet Republic. Not anarcho-communism. If you want an example of anarcho-communism, look at Spanish
anarcho-communism. So you believe in that? You believe in no government?
He's a nice guy.
Bottom-up government? Yes, I believe in that government. Bottom-up, not top-down.
So you believe that
you
believe that people are the government?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And
if you think, let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this. Who's going to defend you?
Ourselves.
Ourselves. So you can't look to these people to defend you.
They're also workers.
All right, well, what?
They're also workers. They're in this too.
So you really believe in communism?
It's proven to be an example of it. Spanish Catalonia. Look it up. Because you're in it too. It's not like you're a separate identity just because you support Trump.
No, but I am a capitalist.
You're a fascist and a capitalist.
I'm not a fascist. Don't say that. Do not say that.
You're supporting a man who quoted Mussolini.
What was the quote? What was the quote?
It's on Twitter.
No, what was the quote?
I don't memorize fascist quotes.
But I'm being affected negative.
Right now.
Exactly. Because in the past, if
So
you were
why
we do have to pay for the sins of our fathers.
Why am I? Yeah, you do. No, I don't. It's not even my fathers. I wasn't even over here doing that.
You still benefited from it.
Anyone that looks like no. Our family was starving in Europe when most people were benefiting.
Totally, yeah. You're getting double screwed.
I was born in the 80s. I get benefits from the 80s.
One group of people does not make it right for another person that's been screwed once. But I'm saying that that's why it is the way it is now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about we have laws written in to put me at disadvantage.
Yeah.
People say there's systemic racism. You can tell me there's personal racism, and I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
People are racist on all sides. But you can't tell me there's systemic racism if you can't point to one law written into any sort of government thing that gives an advantage to somebody because they're white.
But that's the thing with white privilege is that it was an unwritten law.
It's like
unwritten. It's a good old boys club.
Yeah, but you're saying that it's a certain undefinable quality that I should be believing in. If it's an undefinable quality, I tend not to give it a lot of credibility. Like I want some stats and numbers.
I think that society does that enough, don't they?
I think that if you judge somebody by the color of their skin, you're a racist.
I think that's what
white privilege is kind of racist towards whites, if you ask me. I mean,
you can't be racist towards whites when
they're the ones that have been in
race.
privilege
for hundreds of years.
Why is a race exempt?
Huh?
Why is that race exempt?
Why is it exempt from what?
Why is that exempt? Why can't white people be the victims of racism?
Because they're the ones that dominate and privilege the most in this culture.
I would argue that Islam.
Yeah, I know.
I had someone call me a white boy just before they hit me in the face once. You're telling me that wasn't racist?
It might have been.
Because he wouldn't have brought up my race if it wasn't racist.
Yeah.
So I suffered some racism.
You did.
But I appear to be white.
Yeah.
So then white people can suffer from racism.
Definitely you're going to be impacted.
Do we deserve to be punished for things that ancestors did?
So there it sucks. But the basis of this country was built off of slavery. Right? That's not true.
Most whites were not in the country when slavery was still.
It doesn't matter. The economic system.
Slavery, dude. Look at
the
Islam.
economic was built.
Look at the 1,600 years of Islamic oppression.
So that makes it okay. That makes it all right.
Human nature, dude.
So that makes it okay.
I'm not saying it's okay, but it's nothing new. You're making it seem like it's the very first time anybody has been a slave. This is coming from me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But you're saying that's okay.
That happens every day in the fucking goddamn world.
I know.
And you haven't done shit about it, have you?
Bullshit.
No, you haven't done shit. Fucking goddamn piece of
What have you
shit
been
liar.
doing about it, ma'am? What have you been doing about it?
My great grandfather
What have you been doing about it?
slave on the plantation. He came here to America from Spain. We are Hispanics or Trump. Guess what? I don't drink, honey.
It smells like it. That's all right.
Attacking her personal character. You can't come up with anything else?
That's true. Actually, yeah, if she would have answered my question, I would have been more than happy to continue the conversation.
Do you understand though how vague white privilege can be hard for me to stomach?
Totally.
When I'm
It's really hard to understand white privilege. No doubt about it.
No, okay, that's another argument I don't like. Because you're white, you can't understand white privilege. I'm a male. Can I not understand any? I can't comprehend what anything's like for a girl. I can't. But I mean, if I can't get a tangible reason for white privilege, can you see why I don't want it used as a bludgeon to silence me?
No, I can hear that, but it doesn't mean that that's not there.
When I was going to school, I would ask people, like, just tell me, okay, what are you here for? They'd tell me, I'd say, okay, give me some facts. Be like, okay, that's your white privilege talking, the fact that I want facts. It's continuously being used against people to bludgeon them into submission because you have white privilege, so just shut up. That's what I don't like.
That's fucked up. Standard male white privilege, yeah. That's the big one. Yeah. That's just the meme of the hour on Reddit.
White privilege is a myth.
It's a myth. Every race is susceptible to being rich or poor. It's a myth.
That's a myth. So there's been white people that have not.
I think the post, Ben Franklin was the postmaster general. I think the post office could use a little meth, get things going a little faster, I think. All right. So, tell me, what do you prefer in your safe space, puppies or kittens?
Kittens.
You prefer kittens? All right. What about you, puppies or kittens in your safe space?
Kittens.
Kittens? 2 for kittens. All right. That's pretty good. All right. What do you prefer in your safe space, puppies or kittens?
Both.
You like both?
Yeah, both.
Either way. How about you?
Both. If I can have both, yeah. That's the way to go. Right? Puppies and kittens, man.
All right. Thanks a lot. So tell me about your sign.
My sign is how Donald Trump expresses himself with hate against not only blacks, but varying religious groups, women, and he needs to be constructive, and he isn't. And I think it's because he's uninformed. He uses generalities instead of specifics about his policies, and I think he's very dangerous. You know, history does repeat itself. History does, and his ways of stirring up people's emotions is so similar to Hitler's. I'm terrified. I'm 70 years old, and I'm close in time to the Second World War. Unfortunately, there's too many people who've forgotten. Too many people who've forgotten.
So are you happy with the current status quo, what's going on in our country?
I think it's improved from when we were in the Iraqi war. I think there's some improvement economically, and I'm not happy with the racism that's coming up with the police, how that's been allowed. But I think if we go with Trump, we'll be going in down a very, very scary road, where we really physically have to protect ourselves. I felt intimidated coming here today. I was here as a protester in the Bush rally in 2004, and I wasn't afraid. I disagreed with him, but I wasn't afraid. There's so much hate that I'm actually afraid today.
So you're seeing hate from these people over here?
No, hate from, I've seen on TV how the Trump police escort, or Trump, whatever they're called, punch people out just because they disagree, and that's so wrong. It's so wrong. I should be able to say, hey, you guys, this is what I think, and I can't because I'm afraid. Now multiply that if he gets into the White House, how people will really feel and how they'll really be. I know I sound like I'm soap operaing, but I'm telling you the truth. He scares me.
Well, what I'm seeing also is from the left, people are saying, well, if you don't agree with us, then you're also racist and you're also this and that. And that to me also seems a little hateful and intolerant.
No, I'm not saying, I'm saying that everybody should be able to practice their religions, their faiths. I don't agree with all of the, I don't agree with the,
Yeah, I'm going to jump in here with this. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I don't agree with the burden that the immigration has, the illegal immigration has put upon Americans. We need to do something to put some sanity to that, but that doesn't mean that we need to hate them.
Gotcha. All right, well, take care.
You take care.
Right. I'm with Infowars.com. Check us out.
It's misinformation. That's why they. I like touching.
All right. So you think the future is in social justice? Tell me about your sign.
Well, I think that as we progress to a new future, the only way that we're going to be able to survive in this world is to be able to accept each other as brothers and not see a difference between us based upon our nationality or our race or our gender decisions, our choice about what kind of lifestyles we live. And we need to start looking to better, and we need that kind of future, because if we do not accept that, we're setting us on a path for endless conflict for the rest of our existence. So yeah.
Let me check this real quick.
Yeah, I moved closer to home.
All right, I was fixing my game. Do you think race relations are better or worse than they were maybe 10, 15 years ago?
I think that they've gotten worse since about 10 or 15 years ago because we have now sort of brought these things out into the open as more people come to speak up about race-related issues that might have been pushed aside or hidden by the media. And I think that this has caused a great deal of dissension. I know, and certainly in my family, I watched them become more and more ingrained in like their belief system as the news began to like make more coverage of the Black Lives Matter movement, and they began to be much more expressive about like their racial and racist opinions, and it was disturbing. And I think that it's actually something that is happening all across America, is people who might have been once considered in the silent majority or whatever, especially among like the dominant white Christian Caucasians, are basically becoming fed up with like the concept that people are asking for equal rights, and people are now demanding for equal rights, and now that has caused like a further eroding of race relations. I think that it's, though, important that America needs to recognize this, and that America needs to stamp this out, and Americans need to stamp this out.
So what about what happened at Emory University where people wrote on chalk and they said it freaked the students out? Do you think that's taking it a little too far, where, you know, if somebody expresses their opinion in writing and it may be if someone doesn't like it, but then they act like it's, you know, almost the end of the world? They said some of these kids had to go into safe centers and safe places.
I am not aware of the Emory University event, so I cannot commentate on those exact like events, but I can say this. Having been like a homosexual person who lived in a family that did not accept it, and then lived in Arkansas for about 10 years, I'm in that community. I've received like threats of violence. I've received like threats against my person at my job place. I even was threatened physically by a manager who who came to discover that I was gay because I openly confessed it when someone was playing an anti-gay song on their radio. So with that experience, it's like, well, you know what? I kind of want a future where I have a space where I can feel like that I belong, because I'm tired of living in a space where I don't feel like that I belong.
And so what candidate do you think will help you get to that point?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay. Have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Why does he condone violence in his rallies? Why doesn't he tell me, no, let's treat him right, let's let him speak. Why, why does he tell people, take him away, get him out, when people are kicking and punching people in the face? Why can't he, like...
You need to be inside the rally and know the whole story of what's going on. Don't take just a snippet.
I don't know, but nobody deserves to be spit on their face or punched in their face at all whatsoever, just for saying what they believe in.
Thank you for saying that.
Because that's somebody's husband, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's relative.
Prior to what you've seen on that newscast, that person was spitting on people.
Do you think you're going to change our minds so that we support
That's how we're not gonna change
Because we're not here to
yours.
change your mind. We're here to preach what we believe in.
I just want us all to get along. Can't we all get along? Can't we all reach
That's
out?
not what Trump is saying. That is not what Trump stands for.
Well, you know what? God
You
bless
might not be
guys.
hateful, but Trump is.
My invitation is there for you. You're going to sit there with me. We're going to have a fun time.
Yeah. Yes, I will come check it out. That's right. I'm Emily. I'll come looking for you.
I'll be right at the front there.
All right.
Guaranteed.
You met a real life Muslim, a real life Mexican.
Thank you.
The rest of you guys, God bless. We can all get along. Let's all get along, people. Jesus loves each of you.
He loves you too.
You too. All right. Take care, everybody.
Hey, we believe in Jesus.
Okay, as you can see, we got a Stop Trump Hate. So Trump goes around and says his rallies are peace rallies and love fest, and here we have people saying Stop Trump Hate. You can see this whole road right here, this private road, the road here in the city was blocked off so people could protest. It's like they're having trouble keeping their sign. It seems like a lot of people in Wisconsin are angry at what's going on.
The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. The answer is
Donald Trump, racist enemy of all workers. Workers.org. A lot of people who work for Donald Trump say they like working for him. I'm afraid of ghosts.
Blowing in the wind by Bob Dylan. We gotta stop this racist asshole Trump.
What's up, Easter Bunny? Dottis for Bernie. All right. Got a definite art movement going on here. Oh, you got more.
I cannot be shot at until I cannot return fire until shot at first. Okay. A kid that stands on the side of the road and throws grenades at my truck, I can't jump out of my truck and chase that kid down because of Geneva Convention rules. But here, you can take and you can cut my head off, you can do whatever you want. Geneva Convention, okay, Iran takes 10 U.S. soldiers, what do? Put their hands behind their back and put them on the ground. That's against Geneva Convention. If we do that, if I do that to one of them, I go to prison. If I shoot a child that throws a grenade at me, I go to prison. If I shoot a terrorist without just cause, I go to prison.
Here's the problem, though. Have you seen American Sniper? You know how many people that man killed?
Have you been in the
military? You know how many people that man killed?
Yeah, they
okay.
were all bad people.
Hundreds,
Let me ask
400
you this.
people.
How many Americans?
You really think all those people were bad people? You think that if you do you know what the person that holds his #2 record has? It's about 100 people. He has a 300-person gap. Do you think that he used the same amount of discretion as all those other people? No.
But he kept his
Okay,
team
I'll stand with you.
He fucking sprayed.
No, he didn't. He sprayed with a sniper, bro. What the fuck?
It's a sit-and-wait position.
I'm saying that's
you know, I understand about slaughtering children and slaughtering women and things like that. That's not right. No, it's not. Okay. Do you realize what's going on in Germany and Sweden and Europe right now?
That's wrong. That's
do you
dead
realize
wrong.
what's going on now?
That's dead wrong. And they have the same fascist, extremist ideals going on in Germany, all over Europe. It's dead wrong.
Do you
know what it's caused by? It's caused by desperation of white people.
Check
People are afraid.
Listen to him.
I'm white.
Okay,
My mother's white.
It's okay.
My mom agrees. Y'all are fucking tripping.
We're not having.
Y'all are fucking tripping.
We're not having a racist.
Nobody's racist. Y'all are racist. You are racist. You came up to me.
No. I'm not racist. I'm not a Mexican.
Dude, that's what I said. Listen to this, man, because you said.
Okay, so you understand what's going on in Europe. Sweden right now is entertaining the idea of making a female-only pools because they can't control the amount of rapes that are going on. Right? Women are going out to clubs. This woman goes out to a club by herself. 5 men are surrounding this woman in a club, walking her out of the club to a back car, an alley, in a car in the back alley. They're raping this woman and releasing her, right? She goes to the media. Media in Europe is telling women, do not go out past 9 o'clock at night. You are getting... You're getting people that can't go out, women can't go out dressed like this because she's being provocative, because she doesn't have a
Girls
veil
are not
on her
allowed to
face.
wear skirts to school anymore in Germany
Why should-
because
why-
it might tempt the migrants to rape them.
Why should Sweden have to change its ideas of making a female-only swimming pool to accommodate to another people?
You're accommodating for something that doesn't exist. There's not rapists coming into just because they're refugees doesn't mean they're fucking rapists.
But they're raping people in Germany.
My parents are immigrants.
I got a story.
My fucking parents are immigrants. No, not even a fucking big percentage. Tiny.
You know how many women in the U.S.
Get raped. Do you know how many?
1 in every 3
Fuck
women.
ton. A
That
fuck
means
ton.
that all Americans
That's
are
a
victims.
that's a crisis. There's a rape crisis.
Here
Exactly.
in the U.S.
But if you look at what a lot of the rapes that are being reported, that is not a fact. I got a story.
I love you all. I want you all. I love you all. I love you all. All of you.
Let me ask you this. Okay, in Italy, there was an 11-year-old boy at a swimming pool, right? Got viciously raped by a Syrian refugee.
I don't want to hear about this anecdote. I don't need your anecdote.
Because you don't want to hear the truth.
Your anecdote for me,
because you don't want to hear the truth.
You're trying to use a fallacy.
We'll change the whole subject.
I need
We'll change the whole
evidence,
subject.
not an anecdote. I need evidence.
Okay, so we'll change the whole subject. Let's talk about the border.
I don't care about the Syrian refugees. If
Let's
somebody
talk
gets
about
raped
the
here,
border then.
send them to jail.
Let's talk
That
about the
doesn't mean you
wall.
can stop everyone
We'll
from coming
change the
in.
subject, the whole series.
The wall is bullshit.
Okay.
Who's gonna build a fucking wall across the You all have another thing coming if you think
Mexico
Mexico's
has a
paying for
wall.
shit.
Mexico has a wall on its southern border.
Mexico gotta build a wall for Trump. You got me fucked up.
Do you know what Mexico's immigration laws are?
Build up wall. Like fucking X-Men Apocalypse when that shit comes out, man. Damn. I gotta have some fucking damn.
I'm voting for the future of my people. I don't want.
There is no future for us if you vote Trump. Then dude, show me this title. Let's go get some chimichangas or something.
I'm voting for Trump because I want jobs, not welfare. I don't want to be a slave anymore to the
You're
government.
gonna be a slave?
No, I'm not. I want a job. I want to work for my own money. I want to have a house. I want to pay for my own stuff with my money that I made from work. I don't want handouts. I don't want handouts. I want freedom. I want actual freedom.
Baby, I want you to get woke, and I want you to stay woke.
Dude, do you have a cell phone on you, dog? Do you have a cell phone? Can I give you something to listen to that will kind of change your mind about this? It won't. I promise you it will, my brother. I promise you it will, my brother.
Disagree. I am
What he needs to do,
I am awake.
what he needs to do, well, you have to seek the real truth because
Yeah,
let
you
me
gotta
tell you
find that
something.
in yourself,
When you
my
went
brother.
through the school system, your culture was already taken away. So you had no idea to know how great you really are. As a black man, you don't know. You don't know. It ain't your fault. It's not your fault.
We can keep saying that we are great all the time, but in reality, we are not. Look at us.
We're not
Look at what we've become.
Look at what.
What do you mean, look at what we become? No, look at what this country made us. Look at what this country has pushed us to do, my brother.
Did push us to do that. But at this point, it's no longer the country. It's us doing it.
Go play some
We have
fucking lines,
options.
eat some chimichangas, my brother.
We have options and we
Like,
choose to ignore them completely. I mean, both of my parents have master's degrees. They got them in the 70s.
Guess what? I have a degree too, bro.
But what
My
I'm
husband
saying
got
is
a
they
degree.
had shit.
My children have a degree.
But what I'm
We
saying is
served
you
this
said the
country
system
for 3 generations.
But what I'm saying
We
is you
served
said
this
the
country.
system puts us
All
down.
right, the
right?
United States Navy.
Well, then why do they have degrees? Shouldn't the system said no? You can't have anything.
Because in this fucked up line, you can't do shit without that piece of paper, my brother.
But you're missing my point.
You have no logical point. You're saying that the system isn't broke. So people with degrees are built on the system. However, for people that survive in this land, on this land, in this country, for you to survive, you gotta have a piece of paper that certifies you whether you right or not. And if you have that paper that says you're certified, motherfuckers are still not certified, my brother.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is everybody keeps saying the system is broke, the system holds us down, and all this other stuff.
What I'm saying is, Pikachu in office for 2016. I'm out of here, folks. See ya.
And that's what happens when somebody doesn't have a logical argument. You start doing that shit.
Don't be a scheme in their plans to undermine minorities.
I'm not trying to undermine minorities. I'm trying to break you free of democratic slavery.
You're a part of their scheme to hold down minorities.
I want a job. I want a future that's mine. I don't want handouts from the government.
You want equal rights for your people? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? I haven't seen Donald Trump.
KKK go in front. All of these white supremacist groups are actually in support of Trump. Explain that to me. Explain that to me.
Those same groups were in support of John McCain. Those same groups were in support of pretty much any Republican.
No, they're saying that Donald Trump is the first candidate that he can get behind. Donald Trump is the first candidate.
You know what? Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, both of them, endorsed by Robert Byrd. Went to his funeral. Robert Byrd is a grand cyclops of the KKK. Hillary Clinton spoke at his funeral and said that, oh, the Congress would never be the same without him. So I really don't care. I guess everyone in the Senate has some kind of KKK ties or something. I really don't care. I don't care about the KKK.
African American?
No, I don't.
Do you find it an issue that Donald Trump hasn't addressed Black Lives Matter movement or equal rights?
Black Lives Matter. I can tell you why. Because Black Lives Matter is a movement that shouldn't even exist. You want to talk about Black Lives Matter? Go to Chicago. Tell them that Black Lives Matter. All you people want to go to the streets and complain, oh, they got shot by the cops. But you don't want to go to Chicago and say, we're killing each other in droves. So much that we can't even count the numbers. There's so much death in some areas of Black communities that the cops don't even come there. You're talking about Black Lives Matter. How much do they matter to you? Because they matter to me.
Is minuscule to violence on Black people by white officers. I don't know what world you live in.
It doesn't matter when we're killing each other off so fast that the cops won't even come into our own areas where we live. It's part of the plan.
You say that as if there is a white on white crime, as if there is a Hispanic on Hispanic crime.
Crime. What I'm saying is, we're killing our community extremely. We're killing our communities extremely. Don't say we, because you're not our community. Don't say we, you're not with us. Because we not killing our community. You don't do that. Don't say we. No, you see us? We're here supporting. Tell that to Chicago. You
Tell
can't.
that to East St. Louis,
right across the river. That's like me going to tell a class member. That's like me telling a class member, don't hang me. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know, like I know, it's the real world, and the real world we live in. You are like me. My skin is your skin. So guess what? When it all boils down to it, we are the same. We're equal. I don't give a fuck how much money you have or what. At the end of the day, you are black like I am black. They give no fuck about nothing else besides that. Neither does the other side. What's the other side? Other side. This is Donald. You have make America great again. Donald Trump does not want to make it great again. How? He does not support Mexicans, not Jews, not Muslims, not blacks, no one but his own kind. The rich, not even whites. Not even whites. Guess what? When it all boils down, me and you gonna be in the bucket together. Guess what? Because you're supporting him, he gonna fuck you in the end. Guess what? He's fucking you. Think he's not? Tell me any day. You eat this right here. Plain and simple, this right here. Nothing else. Nothing else. Black, your skin color. Make this about race. It's not
It's
about
not
race.
race.
It is. I'm an American. So am I. Anything. I'm an American.
No. When white people look at you, the first thing you are is black, sir.
Middle class. You're fucking poor.
You're black.
You're poor. You're fucking poor.